2, 1. We are live. We are live. How was the bagua tonight?
I like
Interesting.
the bagua.
The bagua is interesting stuff.
I figure we're all getting older and we have to do some kind of internal. So I was just like, we have to do something kind of internal, and Tai Chi is a little boring. I mean, bagua is really super difficult, but at least you're always moving.
Tai Chi's boring.
Tai Chi's just hard.
That's why.
It's all hard.
It's all hard.
Super hard.
But you guys don't want to be like, bagua is cool. 2, I also thought like, sure, Tai Chi is awesome, but Yin Fu bagua is so rare. Not the hard one or the soft Yin Fu is so super rare. Even in China, it's like really rare. So I was just like, that's what should not be
Lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how hard even just the walk is.
Oh yeah. How many years to get the walk?
They say you can get the walk in 6 to 8 months.
Oh.
But you have to remember, they're talking about working out twice a day for 3 hours and just doing the walk. They're not talking about it. You know what I mean? So when you look at that, when you actually look at that number, like, oh, I'm going to do this walk for 3 hours, twice a day, 7 days a week for 6 to 8 months, and I can get it.
And that's on top of all the other martial arts training that you've put in years before, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, don't work a full-time job because you're gonna suck your life.
Yeah.
Kung Fu life.
Walk around your job like that.
Yeah. It's gonna be a crappy kung fu life.
Workers gonna be like, what are you doing?
Or it's gonna be an awesome kung fu life, but you're not gonna have any social life. Like I did for like
training.
5 or 6 years.
We're literally just training.
Just training, hardly any social life, because nobody wanted to put up with me. What are you gonna do? I'm going to work out.
Plus, you worked at the gym, so you had no excuse not to work out.
Yeah. So it's just like, oh, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna work out more. When do you have time off?
Mm-hmm.
I have time off Saturday. After
Maybe
workout.
After workout.
Maybe I could get students have working out be both my job and my social life. Then I could work out with my work.
That's what I thought, and it worked out good for a while. Of course, we got the Rona right now, which is we're not working out for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
But so it's cool. All the kicking is really cool too because it's really unique. You know, you
Bagua
thought
kicking?
all the Cho job kicking was really cool.
Hey, someone's here. Someone's here.
Hello,
Hey!
back from Russia,
Hey!
Scarlet Bloodthirsty. Thanks for tuning in.
Don't do a shadow kick while we're drinking. No.
No,
I
shadow
agree.
kicks.
Yes, I'm gonna do a shadow kick
Would you do me a
or
favor?
a no shadow kick.
Shit.
Do you have one of those tools?
Reach.
I left mine in there.
Nostalgic Hunter, how's it going tonight? Scarlet Bloodthirsty, how is it over there in Russia?
Hello.
How is what's the weather like over there? It's gotta be cold.
I would think.
At the Holodna?
Is it colder than Chicago?
It's
Today?
really cold.
Siberia.
It's
Yeah.
Siberia.
So
exactly.
the kicks that we were doing at the beginning of class, those are bagua specific?
Yeah, they take all the kicks, and when you do a kick, you have to do at least 3 kicks. So one movement has 3 kicks in it, and
Sure.
all the kicks.
All the kicks are like
At
Three-parters?
least 3-part. All the kicks are at least 3-parters. Inside crescent's the hardest because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 movements in
Wait,
it.
okay. Ball.
Ball,
Heel.
heel, inside, side kick, crunch.
Oh, so it's not down. It's like whoop, pa.
Yeah, exactly. 5 kicks in 1.
that's crazy.
All
I don't
right.
know if that made any sense to you guys.
Someone's having lunch. Nostalgic Hunter lunch. Okay.
What time of the day is it over there?
And you're like,
Lunchtime says like
Kotori
7 hours.
chas.
And luckily you like wind. Because, man, it's here is very windy, too. Really windy, and it's really cold, and it's snowed. It's been snowing for... It's not snowing now, but it's snowing for 6 or 7 days in a row.
It's supposed to snow again
7
tonight.
p.m. out there. Okay.
Oh, you're
It's
the
the same
Static
time.
Hunter. You're the same time as we are.
See, but it's lunchtime. It's Miller time over here.
Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee is warm. What do you
Yeah.
guys like have 50 right now? 50, 60 degrees in Tennessee?
No, they're the same as us.
Actually, I was talking with some people in Texas.
Single digits.
I was talking with some people in
huge
Texas.
pile up.
They had that huge 100-car pileup.
Over
I
a
saw the
mile
video with
long
like the
debris.
not the UPS truck, the FedEx truck just plowing into these guys.
And it
But-
just kept going and going and going.
But they said it was like 0 degrees in Texas, and they're like, "This is not what we came to
25
Texas
degrees.
for."
I'll take 25 degrees
It's a warm day.
because here it's been 6, 7. Wind chill.
It's chilly.
Wait, minus Celsius.
T-shirts and
Minus 10.
shorts weather.
But Scarlet Bloodthirsty is like, I like wind, so it's really cold and it's windy. And it's like really, really cold.
My sister actually lives outside of Fort Worth, so we got
Chilly,
Yeah, well, not just chilly, but they
danger,
they said
because
that there's
they're
been a
totally
lot of-
unprepared.
Well, yeah, they
Scarlet
don't have the
Bloodthirsty, what is
infrastructure.
your city? Nostalgic Hunters, Tennessee, like in whiskey.
There were over 500
We like the
cars,
whiskey.
not just in that one pile up, but like overall.
Right?
500
Fujin's
cars.
Like,
hometown.
on that stretch of road.
I did some work on Fujin. I did some Fujin in the Mortal Kombat.
Hey, Coach, the only movie I've ever seen any Bagua used in was Jet Li's The One, which is a terrible movie, but it's got Jet Li, and it's got some cool...
Yeah, it's
It's
cool.
got some cool, like, martial arts. And it's the, and Donnie Yen, he did all the Ip Man movies because he's like, Wing Chun is cool, but it doesn't get used in the martial arts movies a whole lot because it doesn't look like it's good for martial arts. But I want to use it, and he made, like, some cool Wing Chun movies. But the only Bagua movie I've ever seen is The One. Have you ever seen a Bagua in any of them?
There's a couple of movies, but there's one good one and it's old, and I thought it's called For the Honor of Deng Hai Chuan or something crazy like that, and it's one of those really old Shaw Brother movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she doesn't
Oh, Shaw
usually
Brothers.
reveal.
That's fine. That's fine.
How do you pronounce that? Meh.
Dagestan.
Mahakala.
What?
I can't read.
Mahakala
Dagestan?
in Republic of
Dagestan,
Dagestan.
Dagestan.
Okay.
But thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank
Yeah, thanks for trusting us. And sure, we're going to keep your secret.
you. Yeah.
Makachikala?
No.
We're probably we're ruining your name. I'm sorry.
You just butchered the
Ameri-
crap out of
Ameri-
that.
Americans are really bad at pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Izvinich.
We love you too. Thanks for tuning in. But tonight we were doing actually started practicing Bagua Zhang is what that last airbender, like the airbender uses that style.
Mm.
And so tonight we started practicing that because we here know a very rare style of that system. It's called hard palm. It's also called small circle, Yin Fu Bagua Zhang. So it's very, very rare. Even in China, it's like super rare.
I was trying to explain to my parents when they were here what we were doing with the step and why it's small circle. I'm sure that I didn't describe it concisely, but essentially it's to get around somebody very quickly, right?
It's all like dodging. They figure if they keep moving, there's no reason to block.
You can keep attacking.
You know what I mean? So you're just firing, kind of, your footwork is
That's why block.
firing.
Well, if their kicks have, a minimum of 3 kicks involved, even something that looks like a block is striking, and another strike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we did mention it last stream on a fighting style. So this time we started actually practicing it. So the postures, like just the leg work is really difficult.
It's interesting trying to get the core in the right position, because I don't know. It has to do with, for me at least, flexibility in the ankle, but then that like tuck so that you're really using that low
So
core.
you're really like tight. Like,
Yeah.
got the legs firmly
So
together. I still don't got that.
I learned it from a master who actually he died, but he actually used it in like combat and fighting, like actually taking people's lives fighting. So there was and he taught it like you were going to eventually use it like that.
Was he? What did he use it for? Self-defense?
No,
No. Well,
for ego too.
well, I
For mercenary
meant like,
reasons.
yeah. Did he get hired out?
This-
Like, what was?
This wasn't the guy who was
was
like
the
on
gig?
the lam after
Yeah.
the Cultural Revolution.
Yeah, they hunted him during the
Oh.
Cultural Revolution.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah, Zhu Baojun.
Okay.
They said that too, and he studied. Later on, he met a really famous. He learned it from. He did Bagua, and then his master was dying, who was a famous guy who was part of our lineage. Another Liu Chaolin, famous spear guy. But anyway, he he said go find this other guy who's got a really rare style and he can fight really good. So he went out looking for him. And when he found him, but they were hunting him while he was looking for him. So eventually he found him, and they would practice like at night. They would meet in the forest at night, and they would practice like under the moonlight or under like the stars, just practicing bagua without anybody knowing.
Sounds quite romantic.
Channel
Chew.
2?
Channel 2. How's it going? We're just discussing bagua, just hanging out, having a beer. I didn't even drink a beer. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
Yes.
Cheers to you guys too. Cheers.
I can't think.
Oh, de Argentina. Saludos. ¿Cómo va?
Alright.
Está caliente allí, ¿verdad? It's warm there. It's Argentina. It's their summer right now.
Have to send us
Of
some
course,
more
unless
weather.
you're in the
Patagonia?
in Patagonia, then it's always cold.
And
you
then
go to
there's
penguins
penguins.
are, right?
Penguin season, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a leaf of fig Newtons if anybody wants a Newton.
You want to think?
I haven't
Okay.
had one of these in years. Like years.
They're just like you
Yeah,
remember.
we have one once in a while. Not always. Once in a while.
Great,
So.
thank you.
Thank you.
They're pretty good. Actually, do like them. They ruin the beer, but they're good.
Si hace calor, ahí Scorpion gana. Sub-Zero wins here. Scorpion wins in Argentina. He said it's really hot.
Nice.
I miss the one.
Yeah.
I've only remembered photos of it.
Ya tenemos,
You know what's sad is I
ya
walked outside
tenemos
this morning,
más de
I'm
6
warm.
días
22
de
degrees.
frío. Bien frío.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, we have like more than
35
6
degrees
days.
is gonna feel like summer to us.
Yeah, I don't need a heavy coat.
Right? I forget
Is
that.
it all right?
So is Valentine's Day a
Sure.
big deal where you guys are from? You guys celebrate Valentine's Day? I know it's this Saturday. And
It's this Sunday.
Sunday. Thank you. Yeah, it is Sunday.
Hey!
Thank you.
Oh, it's Wesley.
Oh!
Bob the Builder.
Cheers, Wesley.
Bob the Builder.
Wait,
Wesley?
Bob the Builder's Wesley?
No, Artfish Girl.
Oh no, that was 2 days ago.
Oh, that was 2 days
yeah,
ago.
the top one is the newest one.
Man, see, I don't even know how this works. Bob
Bob
the
the
Builder.
Builder. Can we fix it? Bob the Builder. Yes, we can. No? Nobody?
I don't
Nobody?
know.
No,
Oh,
we're
okay.
all
But
old.
she doesn't know about the Mott's commercials. I was
I
talking
didn't
about the
know
Mott's
about
commercials.
commercials.
The what?
The little Mott's
Mott's.
commercials. The kids dressing in like the little, look like Inspector Gadget.
Yo,
Like,
Spike.
you got the Mott's.
Yeah,
I got the Mott's.
Mott's.
They come over and they're like peeling open the applesauce.
Mhm.
I got the
No,
Mott's.
gracias a
Those-
ustedes
those are good.
para
Those are
oír
good.
nosotros, para juntarnos aquí.
I
Gracias.
remembered it. It was good.
Mhm.
good memory.
Thanks
Right?
for joining in. Argentina's like, oh, it's it's cool to talk to us. They're happy.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out.
No sé cómo se dice. ¿Tienen el día del corazón de Valentine's Day?
Yep.
Del Santo Valentín? De amor? Right? Of love? Of love. It's basically basically the Valentine's Day. I don't know if Bloodthirsty, Scarlet Bloodthirsty has Valentine's Day in Russia. You guys have Valentine's Day there? I think it's all over the world.
That's
Is
the,
it though? I don't.
Is
I
it
just
worldwide?
There is like a St. Valentine's Day if you're Catholic,
right
but I don't know if everybody like celebrates it the way we do here in America.
because I think it's,
Right.
it's quite commercialized, right?
It's quite commercialized,
It's a
and you
Hallmark
know,
holiday.
Oh
American
yeah, see,
culture's kind of weird.
they
and
have
viral.
it in Argentina, San Valentin.
Saint Valentin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who?
We were asking if in Russia you have Saint Valentine's Day, like on Sunday is a day to show like love.
Affection. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a made up holiday, but anytime you're nice to anybody, it should be a holiday.
Yeah.
Chocolate candies.
It's theoretically to do with Saint Valentine, who apparently I think died like in atrocious circumstances in prison or something like that. Because he's
Yeah,
a
okay.
Catholic.
So many Catholic
all
saints
the Catholic saints
died in atrocious
Oh
circumstances.
yeah, they have it. They're the same day as us,
Hey.
February 14th.
Okay.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Eat chocolate.
chocolate. Chocolate covered
That's
roses.
the best part about Valentine's Day.
It's like Halloween.
To
but
my
in Windsor.
father.
It's
My
great.
father is born on February 13th.
Wow.
So sometimes his birthday is Friday the 13th.
Always always fun.
Very
That's
cool.
And he'll be 95 years old. My father will be, Raiden's dad and my dad will be 95 years old. And Kid Thunder's dad, no, Grandpa, will be 95 years old. Old.
Yeah, it's a good life.
Happy Valentine's Day.
But tomorrow we got the D&D.
We got the D&D.
Corey, okay, we're starting at 1? Late start?
I believe we're starting at 1.
All right, cool. And going to 4,
That's
going to
gonna be
5?
fun.
I think it's going to be going to 5.
Going to 5 is good. All right, cool.
They're playing D&D tomorrow, online.
Yes, he's a dashing, mysterious rogue with a, he's heir to a fortune.
A pension
Well,
to, a pension
He's
He's
to,
been
been
kicked out
heir
of his
to-
fortune.
heir,
Kind of
heir
kicked
to
out
a
of
bridge
his
if you want to buy it.
Yeah, one of those
Yeah.
Yeah, he pissed off the wrong people and got kicked out of his home. Whereas she is a mischievous rogue bard.
I'm not a rogue bard.
Not a rogue bard, just a bard bard.
I'm a
gnome bard.
I'm a gnome bard.
I'm
Yes.
sorry,
There's
but
gnome
gnome
everywhere.
bard. For some reason, I couldn't get the words
I'm a
out. I
gnomic
went
Well
back to
bard.
gnome.
Yes, and of course, gnomes being short creatures. In my hat, I wear like 3-foot ostrich and ostrich feathers, peacock feathers, basically anything extra flamboyant.
Just to make you look taller and stick out.
Yeah, my friend's got to find me in a crowd.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a gnomish thing.
Crowd
They
of
stand
short
out.
Any of you guys play D&D? Anybody online play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons? We were thinking of playing some role games. Come on across. You
Where
just
should I
stick
put
it.
this?
Yeah, just put it right there.
Here?
Yeah.
I gotta roll out.
Oh, you gotta get out of here?
Yeah.
Maurice House.
He's getting out of here, man. We'll see you.
I'm gonna let's talk.
Well,
I'm gonna
fine.
talk to you about some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for the drink. See you,
Run
Spin.
and,
Give me hugs. I'm giving everyone hugs. See you guys.
really good seeing you, man.
Yeah, Spin is a DJ. Now he's going to work to spin. Are you doing it for a radio station?
No, not tonight. Just
Show your hat. Maurice Halstead. Follow
Oh, yeah.
Maurice Halstead.
Where is it? There it is.
Oh,
Hey, boy.
Wait.
Nope, can't do it.
Oh, you're reversed.
You are.
There you
They're
You
go.
are reversed.
They're
Too
gonna
bright.
be following like the Bizarro version of Maurice.
I'm gonna show
That
you
guy's popular.
how I
That
do it.
guy's
Like,
like.
how I use the other program to stream to different
With the what?
channels.
With your chair.
Because of what'll happen is
What am
you
I
can
doing with
decide
my
where-
chair?
You're
if
sliding
it goes on
forward.
Facebook, if it goes on any other channels that
Keep
are on there,
Yeah.
Keep
and then
coming.
that way people will see
Keep
when you
coming,
stream now,
like 2 feet.
it goes to Twitch
another
and
one.
Facebook, and then
Okay.
I'm
people will be like,
Alfredo.
oh, they can chat and then
This
they'll
is
follow you.
Steve.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then because they'll see it as you go on.
Kirsten.
Because those without
Hi.
Twitch won't. That's why it's gonna be slow unless they
Right.
see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you broadcast on Facebook too, then
And
other people
then
will see that you have a bunch of
Maurice
followers on there.
Halstead,
Yeah.
aka
Follow
Spin.
Yeah.
AKA other names also goes by.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Kirsten,
Let me steal my bag.
Alfredo,
Bye guys.
Steve.
Bye guys.
Nice to meet you.
See you, Spin.
Nice to meet you too. Steve actually hurt his knee today.
Be safe.
Well, I hurt my knee on Monday, and it still hurts. Banged it while I was moving stuff in the garage, and for a little while, I was afraid I might have had a broken kneecap. But luckily,
Nada.
I'm still up
Nada.
and walking around.
Thank you for the beer, guys. Let's see
Yeah.
some-
Yeah.
Later,
Naira.
Gator.
Got a little stiffness.
Nice to meet you.
Happy birthday if I want to see you.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Because your
Thank you.
birthday's when? Monday?
Monday, yeah. Monday is my
I won't see
birthday.
you, I won't see you before that.
Alfredo's birthday is Monday.
I'll see you next week. We'll celebrate then.
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, it's weird to see if people want to hang out for your birthday weekend when it's like Valentine's. It's not. I've
It's
always felt
always
weird about like, hey,
little-
let's have a party, and everyone's like, it's Valentine's Day, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, It's a
Yeah.
little strange. So I'll do it the following weekend.
Yeah. Well.
You guys are invited.
Happy birthday in advance.
I'll
Happy
take it,
birthday
thank you,
in
thank you.
advance.
He'll be celebrating all week.
All week this year.
that's how I celebrate
This
my
is every
birthdays
week.
these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, well, Monica takes a whole month for her birthday. I mean, the entire month of August.
Thank
Anytime
you.
She's like, but it's my birthday. It was your birthday like 2 weeks ago. It's still my birthday. And what can I do but say, sure thing.
In the spirit
We
of
can
my
do that.
birthday, it's my birthday. That works.
Thank you. Are you crashing out? Because it's early in the morning there. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. No, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Is
Holy
it?
smokes.
Yeah. That's me. Caca.
They can share sounds.
No, that's from the phone.
That's from the phone.
But that punching noise that we heard earlier,
Like 7
that's the
minutes ago.
signal that someone followed us.
Hey.
Which is
Yeah.
why we all went, hey,
Hey.
from out the builder. Sorry.
Nice.
Again.
Yes.
Bob the
Well,
Builder is there somewhere.
I hate to have to say it, but this might be my last bar of food for a little while.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I might show up, but only for a little bit and not to drink on account of this Tuesday is Fat
Lent.
Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And Fat Tuesday, of course, comes right before Ash Wednesday, which means Lent. It will be my
Responsibility.
penitential time. And I'm going to try and, like, get some of these extra pounds, these extra quarantine poundage off my body, as long as I'm not drinking anymore. I'm going to try to, leafy greens, lean proteins,
Yes.
That'll do.
no alcohol.
Clean up the diet. Let the
Yeah,
liver do its
yeah.
thing.
Maybe get a little more cardio into my system if my knee will.
That's why we're getting messages.
Wait, what?
So it's 4:15 in Russia right now, a.m.
Oh,
Wow.
what are you doing awake?
You haven't slept all night.
Oh, you haven't slept all night. You should get some rest.
Nah, I just gotta get some sleep.
Spatchka.
And Bob the Builder's my nephew, Winton.
Oh,
Oh,
hi, Winton. Nice to meet you.
Winton.
He's up late. He's up late.
Uh,
You're a night owl.
Hmm.
It's good, kind of good to be a night owl.
I asked
You're
one
really a night owl.
of my business group partners today if he was doing anything for Valentine's Day, and he said, I'll maybe get
In
gotta do
Argentina,
something good for the missus.
uh-huh.
Is how he phrased it.
Yeah.
Argentina's not bad. It's 10 o'clock,
It
10:17.
doesn't spin anymore. I thought this actually worked as a
careful.
real globe. Guess not.
We have
Well, it's a
another
bar,
one
yeah.
from
Yeah,
Argentina.
I thought the top
spins still.
popped up.
It does. Yeah. I was gonna point
Oh,
out
thanks.
Argentina. Like
Our stream is kind of interesting, I guess. Sebastian, de Argentina,
What's the topic?
the
huh?
Linque forever.
Linque forever.
All right, making that
Oh,
pizza.
making pizza. I love pizza. Argentina has the best pizza in the whole world.
Why do you say that?
Because it does.
You're from Chicago. Are you saying this for real?
I'm saying this for real. I've tasted pizza all through the whole world. Anywhere I go, I eat pizza. Argentina has the best pizza in the whole world.
That's a
I'm
bold
telling you.
statement. Now
What's
I gotta
so
go
special
try.
about it?
Yeah, let's go to Argentina. And what's that? What's that see right there? Someone here from just outside Chicago. What does that say? I can't even read it.
How are you, Master, from just outside Chicago? It's Milk Farmer?
Mill Farmer.
Mill Farmer,
Doing
okay.
good.
No,
We're talking about pizza. I love
My
pizza.
fault.
Yeah. Plus, in Argentina, they have a marathon of pizza where you do the length of a marathon over a weekend, and you walk from pizza parlor and tavern to pizza parlor and tavern, and you just
Man,
for
it's like
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you just eat pizza and
And
walk
you
around
pizza
and
is
drink.
pub
Eat
crawl?
pizza and walk around?
you gotta survive the.
I gotta tell you, these Argentinians. I like how they're like.
I will
like their
meet you
approach to
there.
life.
Yeah.
Not I will meet you. I will meet you there. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Nara. Maria.
Marfmil.
Maria.
Rainbow Dank Diva.
Naira.
Naira?
Naira.
That would be my guess.
Are we saying
Naira. I will
right?
meet you there.
We'll go there.
So yeah, pizza.
But,
It's awesome.
what about it though? Because like I've heard Italians say, of course, their pizza is the best pizza, and from
Well, Italy,
fun.
oddly
Chinese
enough.
invented pizza.
But yeah, Italy. No, pizza is more of an Italian-American dish. Pizza, as we understand it here, I mean, in Italy they've got kind of a flatbread appetizer that's melted cheese and stuff on.
or
it.
like a margarita pizza.
It's more like a margarita pizza, and they don't like it as weird or as elaborate or as picky as we do over here with our pizza.
Yeah, but Italian.
But it's gone from over here back there, and now you can get American and Chicago style.
But I'm
American
telling you,
pizza
Argentina.
in
Had,
Italy.
I think it's because of the ingredients are really, really fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're getting this. It's like every pizza place is different, and it's awesome. It's unique and it's different. It's like you're in pizza heaven.
So it's not like Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. No,
I don't think so.
I don't.
I
think so
like
either.
Papa
Rainbow,
I don't think the
I
Papa John's
agree.
is very good pizza.
Actually, the Miz
It's
is
like
a
one of the
really
worst
nice
pizzas
guy.
I've had.
I enjoyed his company. We talked a lot. So he
And
just brought
masa.
stuff up, down.
Have you had
Yes.
pizza?
Hey Denise, how are you?
Blue cheese on my pizza. I will
Carlos'
take it.
friend from Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Blue cheese on a
Welcome.
pizza. I don't know about the blue cheese pizza.
It's okay. It's actually
I
okay.
didn't try the blue cheese pizza.
Yeah, blue cheese, little bacon on there.
But it doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to try that.
Roast
When I get back to Argentina, I'm gonna have to try that.
Have you tried the pizza in Japan? Because I understand they put all kind of crazy ass stuff on the pizza in Japan.
I just don't understand why when you're traveling, why you would go to pizza instead of like.
It's a
I don't know.
familiar,
But I
familiar
think the
triangle
point of like a
round.
I did.
traveling, exploring food.
Yeah, but again, when you're, I'm gonna have their asada and all their other food, but which is different.
Gotta
Their
check out
asada
the
is different than Mexico or Costa Rica or from Chile. Everybody's asada is different. But I found their pizza so unique that's why I said it.
Okay.
It is like really, really cool
Okay.
because you go to Peru and it's really good food too. Everybody has good food, but this, who would ever think that Argentina has the best pizza?
I would not
Now
think
we
that.
do.
Yeah,
Now we
exactly.
know.
I would not think.
So that's
Well, hey, everywhere I go, I try the beer. Doesn't matter what country I'm in.
if they
I'll
make
try the
beer,
local. If you make beer, I'm gonna try it.
We'll have to try pizza
I'm gonna like
every
end
day.
up in like darkest Africa, drinking some sort of fermented goat milk beer and just going, oh wow,
Can
Wow,
you
I'm
turn
hallucinating.
that's really powerful. Tangy, tangy beer. I like it.
What's the oddest beer you've ever tried?
What is the oddest? Okay, I gotta tell you, some of these sour beers that they got these days
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
are a little bit out of the window.
But I meant specifically when you were traveling.
Oh, when I was traveling, that's an interesting question.
Because if they got their like local brew.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Is there a beer that has like something spicy in it?
There's
Like
a
hot?
cider.
There are
There's a
spicy
cider.
beers.
No, not a cider, a beer.
Don't know.
Or would the acid from the spice kill off the yeast?
Huh.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm not. Science is not my.
Well, you can add the spice in.
pizza.
like,
Winston
a
loves
later point in the
pineapple
fermentation.
pizza. He does.
The craziest beers I've ever had are here from like people that do. I've got friends who do
like
homebrew,
homebrewing, yeah.
and the homebrew stuff is like, try this stuff. I used like a wild yeast. You used a wild yeast? Yeah. What do you mean a wild yeast? I mean,
Catch
I
it.
left it out in the woods until it started bubbling, and I
I
brought it back in.
Scraped
Wow.
it off my toenails.
Yikes. I like almost anything. The only thing I don't like on pizza is anchovies. I just cannot get into anchovies or fish on my
It's
pizza.
like eating a salty eyebrow.
So speaking of
Ooh, maybe
Lent
eel. He would
and
probably
anchovies.
get on pizza. I love
Yeah.
eel.
So my mom is Catholic and my dad was not. So they one year during Lent when I was very young, my dad was like, okay, it's a Friday, so only fish allowed. So I'm gonna put. We don't have any anchovies, but we're having pizza, so I'm gonna put a can of tuna on the pizza. Yeah, it was not so hot.
There you go.
I can see that not going over
Blue
very
cheese
well.
goes well with onions.
We gotta
Yeah,
put,
blue cheese,
we gotta
caramelized
do
onions.
blue cheese and
Pineapple
pineapple.
on pizza. That's a big thing. A lot of people do not like pineapple on their pizza.
People have strong opinions
Yes.
when it comes to
Yeah.
pineapple on their pizza.
They do.
There's some people who say absolutely not.
What
no
time
way,
is
never.
it here? What time is it right now?
We've been going. It's probably about 7:20.
Sounds about right. Let me check my phone.
19. So about 19:20. So you're only off by 2 hours.
Yeah, 7:25.
Yeah, anchovies on the pizza, I just can't get it. Anything else I'll eat because I love pizza so much that that I find hardly anything offensive but anchovies.
If you put pineapple, you deserve that.
In Italy.
You deserve death.
We are in Chicago, Illinois, which is in the center, kind of in the center of the USA, close to a lake that we call Lake Michigan. It's one of the biggest lakes.
One of the big five.
It's one of the Great Lakes.
One of the
Yeah,
Great
it's
Lakes.
one of the Great Lakes.
They are great, aren't
They
they?
are great.
They're so great that you can't see across them. So originally explorers thought that they had reached the ocean, but no, they hadn't. Except, that'd be salt water.
Yeah.
Yeah, 825 in Michigan. And Denise, I've had pizza in Brazil. It's pretty good.
But the best pizzas from Argentina.
But the best, yeah. Yeah.
The Great Lakes are big enough that we actually had our own pirates.
Pirates on the Great Lakes.
We had pirates on the Great Lakes. There are, in fact, shipwrecks with treasure at the bottom of the Great Lakes.
Interesting.
Those gotta be easily found.
Brussels sprouts fried in bacon. That sounds pretty good.
They do.
I've had Brussels
That
sprouts
sounds
and
really
bacon.
good.
That's good
Yes.
stuff.
You know,
I've never had
sounds
it on
really good.
pizza, but I've had it.
You could wrap your Brussels
So
sprouts
this
with
lake
bacon.
is
It'd
so-
be time consuming, but I'm sure worth it.
So you know that this lake that we live by is so big that the military, Navy, in the middle of it, there's a place where it's like it comes up, so it's really really shallow, 3 or 4 feet in the middle of the lake because the mountain comes in it,
Oh, okay.
and they used to use that as target practice for airplanes and ships to practice bombing
Oh,
runs
that's funny.
in the middle of Lake Michigan.
I did not know that.
And they do pollute the hell out of it on the Indiana side.
Not just the Indiana side.
Yeah.
Our side
everywhere.
probably too, but Indiana
No,
is.
I mean our side, our history of Chicago is pretty rough when it comes to water.
We've gotten better. Indiana's still bad.
Yeah,
Ah.
they're just like petroleum.
Yeah, so it's kind of
I'll
yeah.
take the
Here,
bottle, I'll take the
you know,
bottle.
every place is interesting. Every place has their self. Like when I went to Brazil, where Denise is from,
Bubbly.
they made a lake,
Did you hand
a
it?
man-made lake. It's huge.
Let's do
It's
it.
like really, really big.
Awesome.
But the guy had a vision because they were in a section where there was no water. So he's like, if I build a lake, they'll have like water for this place. So it took him like, and it's really big. It's not as big as Michigan, but it's really big. So they built like a lake in the middle of the country, and they made that the capital, Brasilia.
Oh,
Nice.
Massive blows and shootings over the lake area. What
No,
do you mean?
we don't hear it, but I think that that bombing practice was taking place like
Back
World
during
War
II.
yeah, it was
Like
a
World
while
War
ago.
II. That bombing stuff was World War II. They don't have it anymore, but they did. They built like a lighthouse on top of a little thing, and they used to use it for target practice.
We've got
And the only reason I know about it is because they say it's haunted, and I like scary stuff.
We've got a giant pier here in Chicago that used to be like a naval training center back in
Yeah.
World War II. Navy Pier. They used to use it for the Navy used to use it for naval aviators. And to this day, on the bottom of Lake Michigan, there's like a bunch of old World War II planes just down there.
No, we don't have any. We're not like Loch Ness where they have any cool monsters. We don't have any cool lakes here. But up in Michigan, they have werewolves. Michigan is known for the Michigan Dogmen, which is werewolves.
Are they
So
really?
Winton, if you look
That's
out your
Native
window at
American.
night and you see some eyes, it could be a werewolf.
Or a dogman.
Yeah, which they call the Dogmen. But yeah,
there was something interesting in Michigan too, with like the Mackinac Islands and like some bears and sleeping dunes. And
Oh yeah, the Sleeping Bear Dunes. I've been out to the Sleeping Bear
Yeah.
Dunes.
Oh
I
yeah,
camped out there.
It's Michigan, right?
I hear it.
Yeah.
We should get out and
Is it
travel
gorgeous
more.
out there, or what?
We
is
should
it?
come down to
It's
Brazil
pretty
and
gorgeous.
Argentina.
yeah. And Russia. I'd like to go to Russia.
Really?
Yeah, I'd like to really go there. Lycanthrope, yeah, man, they're dangerous. Anybody see that movie,
Like in-
Dog Soldiers?
I did see that movie Dog Soldier.
That's awesome. There's a pizza in Sao Paulo.
That one guy gets ripped up by the lycanthrope and they put him together with super glue. That's crazy shit.
Cool.
A whole
Wow.
roast of chicken on the pizza?
That's all
Wow.
right. How do you finish that?
Wait, what? Who's got a whole roasted chicken?
Brazil.
Oh, girl.
In
You
Sao
have a
Paulo.
choice, yeah. One
Sao
of the
Paulo is
toppings.
really, man, the food in Sao Paulo is really good.
I bet. I wish we could see the photos of this. So.
Yeah, urban legends are, I'm interested in that. The movie is called Dog Soldier.
Dog Soldiers.
Soldado de Perro. And they're werewolves. So they're coming out with a number 2. So I want to
Barbecue on
really
top of
see it.
pizza dough, okay.
Yeah, but look for it. It's not a lot of money was spent on it, but man, it's a really good movie.
I haven't seen that in forever. I can't remember. Like some group of soldiers off on patrol, they end up like
Yeah,
getting
Pedro
ambushed by-
Soldados. That's it. My Spanish is terrible.
They get ambushed by like werewolves, and they have to do some sort of like last stand, sort of Alamo kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
But some of them are like infected because they've been bitten or scratched. So you don't know who's like gonna be the werewolf next. It's cool.
Yeah, that one and 2. It's like a low budget movie, but it's awesome.
I don't
Thank
know.
you. My Spanish needs improvement. That's why I need to go to Argentina or down to just down south,
Yeah.
where it's
So you could just chew on pizza and like listen to the native tongue and learn it.
Absorb it. Can you absorb a language like osmosis?
nah.
That's not how.
You gotta put, like-
Well, of course you gotta put a little effort in.
Yeah, 2006.
Just like the German dictionary. And
It is obscure,
Float in.
but it's such an awesome movie. It's one of my favorite movies, Dog Soldier. So it's because it's just so cool. And two, I like movies where, like, sadly, good guys die because good guys die in movies.
Good guys die.
And not everybody lives, you know.
I don't remember the name of this movie, which is bugging me, so I'm hoping that you'll help me out. It's a zombie movie where Ground Zero is like this one apartment complex, and then they lock it in. It was one of the most terrifying zombie movies.
Was
I've
it
ever
in
seen.
German?
It was not in German.
Okay.
No, it's definitely in English.
An apartment complex. Oh, but they send in a team and there's like a found footage kind of thing that's going on there.
Yeah, it was a little found footage.
See, we're invited. We just got invited in there.
Where are we invited to?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Yeah, where
Hey,
are
we're-
we going?
Yeah, we're going.
We're re-upping our passports.
We're getting
so
our passports.
We're like
Hopefully
ready.
the end of this month.
Yeah, my family is from Mexico. My dad came here in the when he was really young, and he served in the U.S. military. He got his citizenship with my mom through that, because at the time, if you fought in a war, they would give you, you know, if you survived, they would give you citizenship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was, back in those days. So yeah,
It was an honor.
it's Latin. I'm a Latin American. But yeah, we're gonna get out once
I think
this.
I remember. There's like
Yeah, it's really tough back then because it's tough. Life is tough now. So there's just different types of toughness.
Experiments with, this zombie movie that I'm trying to remember, it was like this police force was called in for almost a domestic disturbance, and then they closed the building down with those people still inside and didn't let anybody out.
Yeah,
it's like
wreck. No,
lockdown.
It's you,
with the video with the.
Tenements.
No. What's the? It's just the
It's
one
there.
word.
Yeah, it is a one-word movie.
It's there in your mind. It's there.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's the one where, like, near the end, they end up going up to the top level, which is where the scientist had been doing like experiments and had infected him or herself. It was hard.
It's the fireman. The fireman is with a news crew lady who's filming.
Yes.
Man, what was the name of that?
Help
you guys
us.
know?
Help us.
There's a zombie movie or infection movie where the fire people answer an emergency call
Colds
with the
are
news
coming.
crew who's just filming them for the day, and there's like infected zombies, and it's
Yes.
really like a guy from the Vatican who injects demon blood in people
Oh,
or
no,
something
no,
like
no, no.
No, that's in the second part. It realizes that's where that whole thing came from because they
Okay.
had a follow-up movie. But what was
Oh,
it
there
called?
was a something too.
Wreck.
Wreck.
Yes,
What?
Wreck.
Wreck.
Wreck as in record.
Oh.
Oh, you are awesome.
I think we're picturing different movies.
No, that is
Oh,
the
no,
one.
I think
but,
she's right.
but the movie I'm thinking of, there was no demon blood.
No, there wasn't demon blood in the first one, but then they had a number 2, and in there you find out that it was from a possessed woman. That infection is from in part 2.
Wreck does not sound familiar to
Yeah,
me.
Wreck doesn't sound right to me either.
Wreck as in record.
I
Yeah,
get
I
it.
know,
I get it, but
But to
She-
the American,
Quarantine? Is it Quarantine?
It might have been
Yeah, it's-
Quarantine.
Remake
oh,
of
it is
Quarantine.
the
It is.
remake is called Quarantine.
Yeah.
But the original, which is a Latin movie, is called Wreck.
Oh.
Okay.
And then the Americans, naturally, we have to make everything like that, and we named it Quarantine.
We'll
Okay.
name it different.
because I remember, like, I don't
You're
I don't
correct,
go in
thank
for
you.
horror quite so much. The image, I have a very visual imagination, so it kind of gets to me sometimes. But this movie in particular, a good friend of mine sat down and watched it with me, like made me watch it. And it was like, this is a good movie. This is a good zombie movie.
All right.
Kept me awake
I like
that
good
night.
zombie
I
movies.
love zombie movies.
They're good.
Good.
Thanks
Only they
again.
never
That's
said it.
awesome. You're awesome. You got it. You know why? Because you're in tune with us.
Yeah.
We're in tune with you.
And then
like
someone
that.
was asking if you have like the Aztec blood, or they think you have the Aztec blood.
I think I have the Incan.
Ooh. So
Incan.
Peruvian?
Yeah, I think I have Incan blood because my mother, my grandfather's, my father's grandfather is his name is now I'm forgetting what the name is. It's just on the tip of my tongue. But when I went to Peru, I ran into a bunch of people who had the same last name. And then when I told them I was Daniel Pesina, they were like, "Hey, do you know this guy or this person?" And then later on, I asked my mom because she knows more, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's your great aunt."
Wow.
So I think that our family started down in Peru and came up through there.
You got the cheekbones. for
Man,
it.
yeah.
you
so
do.
so you find out a lot of things when you travel.
They're like, you look like you belong here in our country.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, they had the same last names. But I am yes. Getting back to it, I'm also looking forward to the Mortal Kombat movie to see. I hope it's good. I hope it's bloody, and I hope they have a lot of fatalities. You know.
Hope there's some good talent in there, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, travel does open your mind because you got to adapt and enjoy things. But when you travel, you realize how so much alike we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So-
we're different, but you're alike in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I really think that when you go places, you really could. You go there and you imagine yourself like, I could live here, and this is why.
Yeah.
Like for pizza, for example.
The
If the pizza is good
Or
and I like
games.
the place, I want to hang out.
I think
So-
every country I visited, I played video games at least for one whole night.
Really?
Yeah, so it's
That's
pretty
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Have you, Denise? Have you seen Train to Busan?
Oh,
Train to Busan is a good zombie movie. Yeah, Sub-Zero would be good in a raid movie. Yeah, that guy's brutal. Train to Busan is good. Have you seen that when they're
I have
trapped on the
not.
train, Korean, and there's zombies on it?
No.
You got to see that one.
Have you seen The
I
Kingdom?
think we have.
The
The
Kingdom.
Kingdom?
The Kingdom is
It's a series.
It's a Korean series. It's a Korean.
Oh
zombie
yeah,
it
where
was
they're
pretty
infected
good.
back in
Yeah.
the old days.
Yeah.
And I've
That's
only
pretty
seen
good.
a few
It was so
episodes.
cool.
You've seen
Oh.
it.
I binged the whole thing. It was amazing.
It's like a series. How many episodes?
Train to Busan.
It's got at least 2 seasons.
At least 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's some good
I'm pretty
binge
sure
watching.
it's
And
on
it's like-
Prime.
Yeah.
It's like classic Korean civilization versus the zombies.
Oh, it's on Netflix. We're gonna
Oh, it's
definitely put it on.
Netflix.
We'll-
Okay.
You can watch it on Netflix. It's also on Amazon for free.
Okay. I
And
thought-
they have a
yeah,
follow-up
I
movie
thought-
from Train to Busan, Peninsula.
Oh.
I don't know if it's just as good. I haven't watched it yet, but hopefully I'll get to that.
As far as the Korean.
The
whether
second
it's
movie is
traditional or
not good.
Quite frankly, I don't know enough about
The
it.
second,
I
thank
don't-
you, Denise.
But like,
I will not watch the second movie.
Stylistically, it was so different from a lot of other movies I'd seen. I was like, where is this from? What's going on?
What's going on?
And it was like
There used to be
ancient
this
Korean.
like medieval Korean like soap opera. Well, not medieval, but like classical Korean soap opera that was on TV. It was like on some sort of cable access channel back when cable access was a thing that you could watch.
Ooh, that was the
And
cool days.
they didn't dub it or anything, but I would find myself just watching, fascinated. I'd be like, that guy in the purple robe, he's so mad. What's he so mad about? Oh, he's mad at that guy, but why? Oh, that guy doesn't look like a good guy. What's he doing? You know? Oh, he's poisoning that other guy. Oh, jeez, does that guy know? And you know, you can't even follow along, but you get so wrapped up.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sitting in the chair. Choose the red pill or the blue pill. Like Morpheus. The armchair in Morpheus
Yeah.
when he comes in.
Yeah. And it's a raggedy armchair in The Matrix too. Wait, which one is which? The red pill
The red
takes
pill.
you out. The blue pill puts you back.
Yeah, if you take the blue pill, you wake up and you get to believe
Whatever.
whatever you want to believe. But you can take the red pill and you find out how deep the rabbit hole goes. Man, ignorance is kind of bliss. Who
Brain
needs
Dead?
absolute reality.
They said Brain Dead is the best Spanish movie. Zombie
Brain
movie.
Dead.
I'm going to watch it. Your mother eats the dog. Tu
Oh.
mamá como el perro, como mi perro. Your
Oh.
mother ate my dog, basically.
Sick to the bone.
That's hardcore.
Wait, what is my favorite? Okay, my favorite zombie movie is an old Peter Jackson movie when he was still making movies back in New Zealand. Well, I guess he did the whole like Lord
Hobbit
of the Rings.
series? Yeah.
series in
And
New
the Lord,
Zealand.
He loves
Lord of the
that
Rings.
place.
Yeah.
It was Dead Alive. It was called Dead Alive. I don't know
Oh,
how they
yeah.
retitled it for like the American market, but at the end, this guy is basically strapped a lawnmower to his chest and is running around killing zombies, and it's just the most. the most unbelievably gore-splattered movie you've ever seen in your life.
So it's like one of the guys who just go
Peter
hunt
Jackson,
zombies.
that's it. That's the one, he said.
Yeah, Dead
That's
Alive.
the one. Yeah. Peter Jackson.
Brain Dead? I think they might have recalled it Brain Dead or something like
Yeah,
that.
same movie.
Nice.
Oh, anyhow, but it
Steve's
makes-
favorite, one of favorite movies. Oh, that's the one.
That's great. I mean, it makes Queensland look so nice. You're like, I want to take the trolley in Queensland and get around. Until, of course, the zombies attack.
Yeah, Dead Alive and Brain Dead is the same.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh. There's this one bit where they're, like, fighting in, like, a graveyard, and it's all kind of crazy shit, and it's just really, really good.
Just Gore City.
It's Gore City, but it's funny, but it's scary and creepy. And
I'm gonna put that on my list. Is that on? I wonder if on Netflix or Amazon.
You might have to go to Amazon to see Dead Alive, but man, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Denise, Neo, why does my eye hurt? Morpheus, because you've never seen a good movie, so watch this. So, priest that kicks ass for the Lord.
Oh, he's in Dead Alive. I kick ass for the Lord, and he ends up doing kung fu kicks against all these zombies.
That's
What he
pretty good.
need,
Pretty
and then
good.
unfortunately,
That's pretty
techniques.
he ends up getting bit. Why? Because he's not using weapons. He should be using two broadswords. He should be using double broadswords. He shouldn't be trying to
Double
kung fu
broadsword.
kick with a bare hand. with
Double
bare feet.
broadswords is the best weapon for zombie apocalypse. I'm telling you. I know my stuff. I know that.
Now.
Pudao, you get tired. That's heavy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
a
but
real
you got
Pudao.
range. I want to keep these guys away from
Yeah,
me.
but real Pudao is like 15, 18 pounds.
And then
Oh
like
my
the
God.
back end, you'll just
You know,
be
I don't even know how
swishing
many
them
kilos
away
of that, but it's heavy.
instead of cutting them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
the priest,
hurt.
the priest is the MVP. Yeah.
Because with the double broadsword, you can basically Chantal go out just like.
Yeah, and it's bouncing off your body and boom, 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 boom. And you get tired, you can, or if you have to open a door, you can put the broadswords in one hand and still chop and open a door.
The only better weapon than that would definitely be we have to do a crossover with Jedi and zombies, and I'm okay with that because lightsabers cutting through zombies,
Yeah.
just good
Man.
practice. They just send some Jedi's to this rogue planet called Earth that has been taken over by the zombie apocalypse. The Jedi have to take out the whole planet, so they send two Jedi just because. Two
Yeah,
Jedi,
Jedi
versus
versus
7
zombies.
billion,
I mean,
7
One
billion
uses the
people.
Force, keep him at bay, and the
Yeah.
other just uses the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Just mow through them.
Force choke hold
Katana.
down.
That's pretty good too. Katana is pretty good. And Meow Dao is pretty good. Sword weapons are pretty good. Which reminds me of that whole, what you just described reminded me of Starship Troopers. I love Starship
Oh.
Troopers.
Starship Troopers is
It's,
great.
it's campy, but it's great.
And all
Starship.
of the sequels really kind of sucked. But the first Starship Troopers is
It's
just
classic.
great. It's
Denise
classic.
Richards, back
Denise
in the day,
Richards.
Yeah.
pretty awesome actor.
Cabal.
Oh, and you got Michael Ironsides as like the old teacher who comes back
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
like all war crazy with his metal hand.
Well, he lost all.
Everybody
died.
fights, nobody quits. Do your job, or I'll kill you myself.
Mhm.
You know? How
Yes.
hardcore is that?
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
I'll take the job until you die or I find someone else.
And then the cool thing about it is like, it's this whole metaphor for fascism. All the people in there get. I mean, it's a fight against like.
Yeah, the
this,
first one's good. Then they started going just for the money. But
Yeah,
it's okay.
and it's just like
No, but really, the Federation or whoever the people are, Earth in Starship Troopers, they're the Nazis.
Yeah, the big government. Yeah.
They're not just big government. No, not. I mean, Doogie Howser. Doogie Howser's decked
Doogie
out like
Howser is yes.
he is an SS officer. Okay,
Yeah,
you can
they
tell from the
won.
hat and the coat.
They
Yeah.
won the war,
And
then-
it's all about a war that never ends. So
You can make money.
you can make money, you know, as like a pretext for control. And even the propaganda, they get the little propaganda movies in that whole thing.
It's a guy. He's from Argentina. Yes.
Yes.
Buenos Aires gets
And I say, kill them all. Remember?
only good bug
The
is a
good
dead bug.
Is a dead bug.
More meat to the grinder.
Mm.
That's another movie you got to put in your queue.
I have a lot.
Oh,
It's a great
you haven't
movie.
seen Starship Troopers?
No.
You
I
have?
Wait. What?
Oh
what
my
is-
god!
Okay.
I that's one of the movies I've not rewatched, but I
I've
make sure
got-
rewatch
I've
it.
got-
Every time it's
friend.
on, I watch it.
I've got a friend, and every once in a while we would be talking.
Troopers, is that the one with the puppets?
Bugs. No, it's a bug.
Starship
It's a
Troopers.
bug.
It's got like big
Praying
insect
mantis.
aliens.
It looked like praying mantis.
What's the one with Super Troopers?
Super Troopers.
Super
that's-
Troopers is a very different
That's
movie.
a very different movie than Starship
It's a-
Troopers.
Starship Troopers. I can understand your confusion.
I've never, yeah.
They're very different. Yes.
I have a friend. Heather.
Oh yeah, from RoboCop.
Oh yeah, Paul Verhoeven. He's Dutch. He did like some of my favorite movies. He did Black Book. He did Starship Troopers. He did RoboCop. He did, what was that one movie with Sharon Stone and Michael Douglas?
The murder mystery thing?
Yeah, it's a murder mystery thing. It's where she's crossing her legs in the interrogation room and everybody can see her face.
Oh, that's she's just like
You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, something indecent. No.
No,
Someone out there will help us.
someone out there will help us.
Sharon Stone movie. Which one was it?
And
Across
Michael
the-
Douglas.
Michael Douglas. Michael Douglas is interrogating her. She flashes him.
I kick ass for the Lord.
Kick ass for the Lord. Yeah, that's a great movie.
I'll
Oh,
have to
but
watch it.
anyhow,
Something.
Paul Verhoeven is always trying to.
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct. Thank you.
Basic
Yes.
Instinct, thank you. That's it.
Barfu.
You see, the problem with Barfu is sometimes things are just like tip of your brother.
They're there.
They're there, but not.
But
Can't
they're,
quite
you
articulate.
have to question.
So I've got a friend Heather, and she got raised in a very strict religious fundamentalist family.
Mm-hmm.
Up till she was like 16, 17, managed to break it on her own and everything. But anyhow, she has something that we call her cultural blind spot because she like had this whole like slew of movies that she wasn't allowed to see.
Yes.
And so you've seen the Star Wars movies, yes?
Yes, I've seen the Star
The
Wars
original
movies.
stuff.
Yes,
Okay,
I've seen
cool.
all the Star Wars movies.
And I imagine you've got your share of like kung fu movies now, since you know you've
It's
been hanging out
growing.
with- Okay.
It's growing, yes.
Well, that's the basics right there. What are other like essentials? Like if you're watching movies, I'm almost done with this. I got like another left-hand milk stout. I think
Yeah,
I'm gonna drink a milk
Are
stout.
you?
Milk stout.
Hit me.
drinking these because they have very little alcohol in them.
Yeah. So
And they fill you up. It's like dinner.
Beer.
I'm just trying to think of what
Liquid
the
bread.
essential movies are that you got to see to have like a decent conversation with people when they're
Thank
getting
you.
doing their cultural references.
I guess it depends on what culture you're trying to
And
converse with.
it's always a sliding scale because every few years there's like a couple more decent movies that come out, and goodness knows I haven't seen. all
Cheers,
these
people.
so much.
party time. Excellent. Speaking of which,
Yeah, this is low or no alcohol. It'll fill me up.
Oh gosh! I
Even though I'm
can't
not
remember what
driving,
this is.
Alfredo drove me. So
5%.
yeah, cheers, cheers, cheers. Salud.
Yeah, it could be 6%.
This is
Stout.
6.0.
Yeah.
That's good for a
That's
stout.
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Guinness is like 5, so they had to up one Guinness by, you know.
Have you seen the Blues Brothers?
Yes.
Good. Good.
I actually saw the Blues Brothers at the theater that's right there off Belmont
Oh, at the Vic.
at the Vic. I saw-
Yeah, yeah.
What
Nice.
Because
movies?
they had the Brew and View. The Brew and View
Yeah.
was
The
they
red
raced together.
platform and the
There you
red
go,
platform.
You made it a little hot.
I'm gonna have
No, I turned it down. I tried to turn it down.
It's good. No, you made it more red, which is fine.
the red
It's as
platform.
low as
I'm gonna
it
try
can
to look for it. I'm gonna Google it later. Try to see that one.
The Red Platform. Everybody here has seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, yes?
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
I've never
That's
seen
an
it live
essential.
though. That is an essential.
Well, you've never actually seen it in a theater with like everybody doing the
You know,
thing?
with people actually throw the toast. No.
And rice.
Yeah,
and,
they used to.
But my aunt played Magenta,
Oh, that's a good part.
and this was before I was born. This was actually my mom's introduction to my aunt before she married into the family. So
Wait, in the movie she played Magenta?
no,
Red
in a
platform
live
and-
stage
In a
performance.
live stage performance.
Yeah, out in DC. So
Now you're still hanging out with us. Man, it's got to be like early in the morning.
Scarlet Brothers,
Tim-
don't you have to get up in the morning and go like protest and shit?
Tim Curry rocks in every movie though.
Yes, you
Yes.
definitely need to make. And two, you guys share movies. If you know of a movie that we have to watch,
Yeah, I
share
wanna
it
know.
Please.
because we need education.
We do.
It's true.
Yes.
You know.
And what is there to do during quarantine but, binge on your favorite movies?
You're having dinner watching us. Are you having pizza? That's the important question.
Yes.
Asada.
Have you seen Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan?
Wait, which one?
That's a good one.
Oh,
Well,
I have
are
to
we
go
no,
to
talking-
that's the original one.
That's the one with
The
Ricardo
original.
Montalban as Khan.
Okay. No.
He's
Coming after
great.
his long exile on Ceti Alpha. It
You're
used to be
doing good.
6. Now it's 5.
No, I have not. I've only seen the con with Benedict
The new-
Cumberbatch.
yeah. She doesn't
Oh.
know the original.
Oh, you
I
have to see
love Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay.
Alive.
He's good, but you still gotta see the original.
He's pretty
We'll
good,
watch
but you've got to see Ricardo.
Okay, sure, but
Oh.
that scene where he's
Yeah,
like
but
just
Nadia teaches
Benedict-
He's
English.
crying?
where he's like he's on the screen, his face is like this big,
Star
across,
Trek.
and he's doing this monologue, and then the single tear.
Oh, yes.
It got
for all
me.
his
Look
friends.
Look at
God.
with
Live
both
Genetically
hands.
modified
Live long
man.
and prosper. Star Trek is good.
Yes.
Star Trek poem.
Ooh, I'm watching.
Alive. Are you talking about the
Discovery.
Alive where they crash in the Andes, or a different Alive?
Planet Terror.
Conjuring's
That was
good,
so
too.
Planet
good.
Terror.
Planet
I like
Terror
the
is a good
Conjuring
Robert
movie.
movies.
Rodriguez.
It's good stuff.
Cherry Darling. Is that her name?
Cherry Darling. I don't remember. I only
think
saw
it's
it the
Cherry
one
Darling.
time, but it was so fun.
Actually,
It was awful.
it's funny how like
And that's got some good zombies in it, too.
like the feedback from what we're talking about to like how you respond is pretty fast.
Yeah.
So like wherever you are, it's pretty amazing that. we're getting
Especially
response.
look
It's
at
like
Nadia.
delay
She's in
time.
friggin' Russia,
Yeah, so if
and
you're
we're
getting
talking to her like live.
yeah, that's pretty
You know,
cool.
that's awesome.
You keep saying Naria.
Is it Naira?
I think
Naira.
it's Naira.
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 Sorry, I'll get it straight. Naira.
Give me like a thumbs up if I'm pronouncing it correctly, because people mispronounce my name all the time, so I try to be conscious. Yes, Cheer Darling with the machine gun on her leg,
Yep.
played
yeah.
by Rose
McGowan.
McGowan.
Cheer
Yeah, there you
Darling?
go.
I think it's Cherry
Naira.
Naira.
Yeah,
Ah,
Thank you for the
yeah.
correction.
Naira.
I'm
we
gonna
wouldn't
get
have
it
guessed
straight.
that, but it's pretty phonetic now that I see you say.
My Russian is terrible.
Planet Terror, and then what was the other movie that came with it?
That was Death Proof.
Death Proof.
Death Proof.
With what's his name?
Oh, he's right, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
That
Kurt Russell's
fucked
awesome.
me up.
Stuntman Mike.
I could not watch
My boy, Stuntman
a
Mike.
Kurt Russell movie for the longest time after that.
Stuntman Mike.
Kind
He
of
shows
like,
me a
he's
video.
like
He gets thrown off the side of a
evil.
horse.
oh my
His
god.
name's Stuntman Mike.
Yeah.
No, because she's also in that one too. Rose
What's your brother's name?
McGowan.
Stuntman
Which
Jake.
reminds me, Kurt Russell is in Soldier. Anybody see Soldier?
I
Where he
seen
gets
Soldier.
dumped on
and-
a planet, and he's like, he's the soldier. Soldiers deserve soldiers, man. Ma'am, right?
I
I've
like.
met a couple of the actors and have pictures with a couple of the actors from, not from Planet Terror, from the other one.
From Death Proof.
Death Proof.
Yeah.
This car is 100% Death Proof.
If you're
Only
driving.
from this side.
Or, yeah.
Zoe
This
Bell
side's
is
from
in
the
that
camera.
one.
Zoe Bell is fantastic, and
Zoe
of course
Bell
it's
is
got like the
phenomenal.
extent. It's got this long.
You
extended
rented that
chase
on
at the end, which is
VHS.
like
Yeah, that's a
split
long time
car
ago.
and
Yeah.
everything.
It's showing our age.
Yeah, no,
That
that
was
was
good.
that was a great movie.
Oh, the
Escape
first
from
half was like
Chinatown?
really, really talky though. First half of that. Okay, it was like
Oh, yeah,
it was
it
billed
was,
as like a double bill. You know, you would see Planet Terror and Death Proof together
Yeah.
in this one 4-hour movie.
What is that?
And, but the
Mari,
first half of Death Proof really, really talky. I know Quentin Tarantino is known for the talky.
Mari
but
San?
still.
Mari San?
No,
He's good for just basic, yeah. He's just some good.
the biggest
Yep,
shift.
Little Trouble in Little China. That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
Big Trouble in
one.
Little China.
Little
For
Trouble in
Kurt
Little China.
Russell?
That's a classic.
It is. So
That's where Carlos got the rating from.
a new classic, what I consider a new Christmas classic with Kurt Russell, by the way, the Christmas Chronicles. If
We
y'all
understood
haven't
you,
seen
don't
the
worry.
Christmas Chronicles with Kurt
Big Trouble in
Russell,
Little China.
you deserve it this coming Christmas
All right,
season.
all right.
So
I
you-
believe you.
You can watch
It's
that.
good.
You can watch the rest of my Christmas
Little
movies. You
Lincoln,
can
I
watch
like it.
Christmas movies.
So Little-
anytime.
so-
He liked Elf. He liked Elf a whole lot.
Oh my god.
It's a good movie.
So people know
You've seen it.
John Tobias wanted
You've not seen it? We gotta see it.
Raiden in Big Trouble in Little China to be the god of thunder Japanese. But because the actors got to make the personalities,
Shaun of the Dead.
Carlos modeled Raiden after
Kurt Russell?
the bad guy
after
in-
the electric guy
Yeah.
in
Oh.
Big Trouble in Little China. So that's why a lot of people are like, "Oh, the Raiden in Mortal Kombat is like the guy in Big Trouble in Little China, John will say no because John wanted the idea of him to be the Japanese god of thunder, but Carlos, the actor, because all of us got to do the personalities. Those weren't invented by John Tobias, and Ed wasn't around yet. So Carlos made Raiden into that guy from Big Trouble in Little China. So that's why there's a little confusion sometimes. Little MK history there.
MK.
See, Raiden in that movie, man, salió bien. Yo quería ser él. Nomás Tobias no me dejó.
So
I wanted to be Raiden, but John Tobias said no.
These things happen.
Yeah.
You're not cut out for a thunder god. You like punching people in the nuts? I got the job for you. And that's what happened.
So what's the better Kurt Russell movie? Escape from New York or The Thing? I
Ooh.
really like The Thing.
The Thing is so good.
And it's like,
So is Escape.
yeah, The Thing hits just about every single note just right. But Escape from New York is cheesy
Good.
fun.
You haven't seen The
I
Thing?
haven't seen The Thing.
Oh, there's
well,
another movie, you guys. You guys,
You gotta school me.
You
Throw
have
them
to
at
see
me.
The Thing, that's for sure. That's a
Gotta see
classic.
The Thing.
We haven't.
You gotta see
Nadia,
Escape from New York.
you gotta put The Thing and Escape from New York
You gotta
on
see
it.
Wrath of Khan.
Because
We
admittedly,
can see
like
that
I didn't
tonight.
grow up in a
Correct.
completely fundamentalist
Tobias
strict
wanted
household, but we were
Rajan.
not exposed to pop culture.
Okay.
No.
So Wrath of Khan. What else?
Yeah, I made Tobias change.
Johnny Cage and the Ninjas, right here.
I
yeah.
made Tobias change Scorpion and Sub-Zero, which didn't have names. I made them to put in the Lin Kuei. Tobias wanted Japanese, like totally Japanese thing, and I was like, if you want my help to make the game, you have to put the Lin Kuei in the game. So I made him do that. So, but
Escape-
thanks.
He wants to
Another
Escape,
trivia.
Escape from New York, is that one of the movies you recommend?
Yes, Escape
Oh,
from New
gosh.
York, and
You gotta
also
You have to see it.
Gotta
The
see
Thing.
Escape from New York.
you got to see The Thing.
What's
You
that?
probably already seen it, where the creature
It's
comes,
another Kurt Russell
has been
movie. You'll love it.
buried in the snow and it comes out.
Should I just
Yeah.
Snake Plissken.
should I just watch like the Kurt Russell filmography and just kind of
You want to watch the Kurt Russell with John Carpenter, because Kurt Russell was like to John Carpenter the way Jimmy Stewart was to Alfred Hitchcock for a bunch of years there, or the way Robert De Niro was to Martin Scorsese for a bunch of years. They were there, like, you know.
They clicked.
Yeah, they clicked,
They're
like the
making
actor,
movies for
the
an
material, and the director. And John Carpenter's The Thing and his Escape from New York, together with Kurt Russell. Escape from New York is like really over the top, and it was one of the first post-apocalyptic movies that really hit it big. If not for
Oh.
Escape from New York, there would not have been a Mad Max. There would have been an Australian Mad Max, but there wouldn't have been a Road Warrior,
Yeah.
I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Which one came first? Crap.
No, I think Escape from New York came first.
So then they want to know if like
So yeah,
Scorpion
basically,
Sub-Zero and Lin Kuei was your creation.
yeah, Scorpion Sub-Zero are my creation, and the Lin Kuei are basically my creation. The way they look, that was my idea to do it. I know it, people don't know that, but that's what happens. And two, yeah, you got to watch The Thing, and there's a new one. There's a new version of The Thing, which is a prequel, which is pretty good too. I liked it.
All right. Oh, Escape from New York. Basically, New York has been like walled off and turned into a gigantic prison. And society has collapsed. Anyhow, the plane carrying the president crashes. Where does it crash?
New York.
New York, and they got to send somebody in to get the president out. And who is it?
It has to be
Snake
Kurt Russell,
Plissken,
yeah.
played by Kurt Russell, who's like this dangerous, like, super soldier who went rogue, but they've got him. In order to make him work for them, they implant 2 tiny bombs in his neck.
It's gonna blow up if he
If he doesn't do
The
it,
coating. Okay, wait. They're on your carotid and your jugular, and the coating is slowly dissolving. And if you don't get the president within like this certain like 12-hour time frame,
You blow it
gonna
up.
blow up your neck and you're gonna
That
die.
sounds kind of like the original Suicide Squad.
He's kind of got a suicide. He's like a Suicide Squad of one.
Yeah.
And of course he is
Does
like,
he have like this mad scar across his eye or
he's
something?
missing one
He's
eye,
missing an eye.
and he has a snake tattoo in a very suggestive place.
And he's really, really fast.
All right, I've
Yeah.
got
He's
homework.
always real lucky.
I've got
So he's
homework.
And every time you meet somebody, they're like, I somehow thought you'd be taller.
Yeah.
And it's like, I get that a lot.
But yeah, the thing is really good. The creatures were really cool in the
For
thing.
the creature effects, for the time, no CGI, all practical effects.
Yeah, all prosthetics.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The stuff that they're doing in the thing. Oh, give me nightmares for weeks.
There was no like.
The thing is a classic.
Painting?
There's two of them. They're
There
both
was matte
classic.
painting, but that you can't do that for like a creature.
Ah, la
effect.
cosa.
That's
May-
just for
maybe
like,
it is.
like,
In
back
Spanish,
screen
is
for
it
like-
la cosa? I don't
No,
know.
but like what about like in the Ghostbusters? You know what I mean? Because like some of that creature
Messina?
was
Yeah, that's like
art.
animations that they're
Yeah.
there on screen. None of that for the thing.
Okay.
Is that Messina?
It's really crazy. Cool.
Machin? I don't know.
Matsian. Man, my pronunciation is really bad.
Oh, so he wants to use the Lincoln logo in the background for the kickboxing logo.
I think you could use that. I think you could use the Lin Kuei logo. Because the guy who made the Lin Kuei logo, the one that you see, doesn't work for Warner Brothers or for Midway. I met that guy at an event.
So when you're saying the Martian, are we talking about the
Matt Damon
the Matt
Martian?
Damon Martian, where he
Oh.
gets stranded? It was originally a book. The book was excellent.
The
I,
book was
The
really
Martian's
good.
really good.
I didn't end up watching. Oh no, I did watch the movie.
The movie,
I did both
they
in
they
short,
like
short
take
order.
the thing that in the book they say that's too stupid, don't even try that, and in the movie they actually do that.
For
So-
zombies, it's easier to fight the guys from George Romero's movie because they're slower.
Yeah, slow
Because
zombies.
the
But,
infected are crazy.
hey, Dead.
Don't worry about misspelling. We're all friends. Don't worry about
Yeah,
anything.
no.
We're all just hanging out.
We just wanted to make sure we understood what you.
The Martian
What you
is
meant.
is a really good movie.
It is a good movie.
That's a really awesome movie. He was like,
And
he
it
wanted to
was
be
good.
Iron Man. I'm gonna be Iron Man. You know, with the leaking the air out of
With
his
the-
thing.
You get air out of his
Man,
mouth.
that would suck. Being
I-
by yourself.
Being trapped on a completely hostile alien planet.
I mean, can we talk about resourcefulness though? I mean, literally using his own poo as compost to grow his food.
Gonna science the shit out of it.
You know.
Like literally, no pun.
Yeah. So when you do
Honey.
use the Lin Kuei logo, yeah, send it by. I want to check it out. Right? You can't. Yeah, if you're on Mars, you can't make mistakes. Everything is
You
death.
can't- you can't
It's a
make
hostile environment.
It's like Alien. In space, no one can hear you scream.
So, what's the scariest zombie?
What time do you have?
It's 8:04.
Because I think my scariest zombie was I believe it's the third Resident Evil movie, the one where they're out in the desert and suddenly there's this like horde of zombies being released from a shipping container and they're just like "Rah!" running at you.
Yeah, you
You
can't
got a
kill
lot
them
of
either.
speed.
They're hard to kill.
Yeah, the Resident Evil zombies might be some of the. Don't mind if I do. This is gonna be my last one of the nights.
But some of the Resident Evil zombies are a little.
I gotta say,
a little scary.
I have never played a single Resident Evil game. I have probably watched all
Of the foam fall down.
I love the Resident Evil
of the
games.
Resident Evil movies, and the reason I can give you in only 2 words, Mila Jovovich. She's fantastic. I love her in everything she's in.
Fantastic.
I've loved her ever since.
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
No, I've loved her ever since Dazed and Confused.
Oh,
yeah.
But
okay.
the 5th, which you should see if you haven't.
I have not seen that.
Dazed and
Dazed
Confused
and
is
Confused.
so good. I
Well, you can appreciate it better if you like.
Oh, I
the-
just joined Steam.
Which
Yes.
I
I'm
do.
gonna look for it.
Which
The
I
new HD remake. I was gonna buy a Sony PlayStation soon. For Bob the
Ooh.
Builder. When Bob the Builder hangs out with me, I'm gonna get a Sony PlayStation to play.
PS5. Oh man, you are being called out there about the builder.
Yeah.
You're just a couple
Retro,
states
Retro
away.
Game Arcade. How's it going? 3 seashells, baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, Resident Evil's pretty good now.
Demolition Man. There's another movie you gotta watch.
Oh yeah. That's a
Does
win.
that also have Kurt Russell?
That's like-
No, but it's got Wesley Snipes. Okay, Wesley Snipes has got 2 things going for him. Number one,
That haircut.
no, okay. Number one is Blade, but number two is Simon Phoenix in
Simon
Demolition
Phoenix.
Man. He's the bad guy in Demolition Man, and he is outstanding.
Somebody killed this guy.
But what about Wesley Snipes in what's it called?
New Jack City?
No, it's the one where they cross dress and go on a road trip.
To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything.
Yeah.
With Julie Newmar. Well,
Yeah.
I like it for the Julie Newmar and for Patrick Swayze in drag, oddly enough. But for some reason, Wesley Snipes in
Oh,
drag
yeah.
doesn't do it for me.
Hey, you know what? man?
The
He was
three
representing-
Is that,
seashells.
is that racist?
No.
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 Okay.
No, it's because Wesley.
I want to be attracted to Wesley Snipes in
Patrick
drag, but for
Swayze
some reason I'm not.
Patrick Swayze in drag.
He tried hard.
He has the dancer's carriage. He's got like the fluidity of movement. Wesley Snipes is like.
Yeah,
That doesn't make
he's,
sense.
You
he,
can
he
tell
would
he
make
did
more
it for
sense
the
if he was
money.
And
fighting.
naturally,
Ignore
as
all of the-
Retro Game Arcade knows, the three seashells, baby.
Yeah.
It's all about the three seashells and Taco
All
Bell.
about the three seashells.
They should put Blade in a Mortal Kombat movie. Actually, Blade would fit in a Mortal Kombat movie because he does martial arts. I don't think that
That's real.
Freddy or Jason belong in there, or Michael
Yeah, 'cause
Myers.
they're like slashers.
Because they're like slashers.
What's that one fighting game
It's
that's
a
got
cool character,
everybody?
but-
There's this one fighting game that's got. I can't remember.
King of Fighters?
No.
One of my
No, it's a
favorite games was
platformer.
called the Fighters Mega
It's
Mix.
like a Kirby. It's
Except
got like
the Fighting
everybody.
Vipers and
Yeah, it's
Virtua
got. You
Fighter.
can do like the Terminator versus RoboCop in this one like fighting game platform. I don't think it's Mortal Kombat.
Dinner and dancing at Taco Bell. Yeah. That's, bless.
Nice.
me.
Many blessings.
Nice.
Now every restaurant is Taco Bell.
Yes.
What?
Well, that's
In
what
Demolition
happens
Man.
in Demolition Man.
In
There's
Demolition
like-
Man,
Oh.
every
It's post-apocalyptic.
Guys,
now every
clearly
restaurant
I
is
need a
Taco
better
Bell.
movie education. I should work on this.
Well, these are classic movies like Total
Metal
Recall.
Slug in
As
the
we said,
arcade.
as we
You've
said to
seen
my
it.
friend who had the
You got two blessings.
fundamentalist upbringing, it's just in your cultural blind spot.
Gracias.
So it's like
You got a Spanish
a
salute.
little blind spot.
You gotta open up.
So you got blessed in two languages. It's a good thing. Going
Ah.
into Fat Tuesday weekend.
Zdrovia.
Schwarzenegger Library? Yeah. Oh my god, that movie's a classic. Like I said, three seashells, baby. Three seashells.
Wait, Schwarzenegger Library. What's the Schwarzenegger Library?
Terminator versus RoboCop and MK11. Wow.
That's
Probably
what I'm
pretty
thinking
good.
about. Thank you. Thank you.
MK11.
Yeah.
To go to sleep or to stay with us.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
that's sweet.
Spokojnej noc. Spokojnej noc.
Oh, Steve pulling out the Russian.
So it's what? It's like 5 a.m. over where you are? Classic Magic. You know, it's really true. I'm a musical human being in my soul. So when there's like a fight scene, and you know, even in a fight scene that doesn't have a lot of really fast movement, if the music underneath can build the intensity for you, like in the original Star Wars, you know,
Yeah.
you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
That background, that ambiance, that mood building.
That John Williams plan.
Yeah, that
That's right.
They're in the
Schwarzenegger
background.
Presidential Library was from Demolition Man when that was kind of like Sylvester Stallone be like, holy
Oh, you
fuck,
got the
he's been
okay.
president?
He does
Yeah.
know how to say goodnight. But we're going to probably go to like 8:30, but Steve would probably have
I
to
gotta leave after this beverage.
Yes. So then we'll be winding it down. We usually don't. So everybody knows we try to start on time, but sometimes technical difficulties, and then we end just when we end. When you
when it peters.
when it starts to go like when you get tired, because again it's just
It's a conversation.
we already worked out for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little tired.
Yeah, so it gets a little
Yeah.
tiring.
John Wick movies.
Love the John Wick
John
movies.
Wick movies.
Although I
They're
gotta
good,
say,
repetitive.
I
every
like the first
time,
one.
every time I'm watching the John Wick movie, I kind of have a flashback to John Woo's like Chow Yun Fat movies. You know, whether it's God of Gamblers or The Killer. It's always I'm seeing John Wick running around, shooting people and kung fu killing people. But in my head, it's always Chow Yun Fat, wiping out a gazillion people, like with his amazing kung fu skills.
Yeah, it's a casual party. Just get together, That's why we call it bar fu. It's not really because we used to go when there was no virus. We would go to
the bar.
to the bar and
The
just
bar is
talk about
open
what
again.
we're talking about right now, movies and
Right
video
after
games and everything like that.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey,
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining. Good night.
Yeah, get some good
Get
sleep.
some rest.
Butznerov.
Yeah. So I'm drinking Corona because they don't have a lot of alcohol. So I could have like 50 if wasn't getting filled up and not
50?
be that buzzed.
In the 24-hour period, no problem.
Yeah.
You should see him on Manhattan's.
Yeah, I'm a whiskey guy.
Should have Manhattan Live night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
have
some
a good
point.
night. Get some rest. We'll see you next week. We're on Tuesday and Fridays. So see you next week.
Subscribe, follow, do
Yeah.
what you gotta
Do
do.
the things.
I don't
Get
know
over
the
here.
I don't know the difference between subscribing and following, but if you can subscribe.
We'll eventually
If
have
you
Follow,
merchandise.
follow.
Yeah.
Well, eventually what?
We'll eventually have merchandise.
Well, there's
Eventually.
Eventually.
we're gonna connect.
That's where the
merchandise
big
link.
money is.
Make MK great again.
Well, it's a
That
zillion
was-
nut punches
That
served.
was one of Alfredo's ideas instead of the MAGA hats.
Make.
MKA.
And then came-
Yeah, it's cool that Keanu Reeves is trying to learn martial arts a little bit to do it.
For the,
Oh, yeah,
for the
he-
John Wick movies?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's had some martial arts background.
For the Matrix movies, he went to like martial arts camp with Master Ping for like
But martial arts can't.
weeks
Yeah,
before they
that's-
started
Yeah,
filming.
that's different.
But
But you know,
camp
martial
is-
arts camp is just
yeah.
like, okay, we're gonna spend
Summer-
4 hours, 5 days a week for
You're
a
in
couple
summer
weeks.
camp. So
That's like when I went to stunt school. It was like, it was a good taster of everything.
Yeah, then
But I didn't get
Master
to.
Ping gonna make you work because you know he hasn't been in America very long. He spent most of his time in China, and he's like, why are these people so
hold
fat and
these
slow?
buckets of water.
I don't
Like
deny
this.
it. I don't deny it. I was young when the original Matrix came out. That was actually the first R-rated movie that my family allowed me to see.
That's a good
Nice.
first movie to see.
And the scene where he's in the hallway, and I don't remember if it's after he's been like shot and then kind of comes back as the one, but where he does that kick and his leg is like way up here, and then he just like
Pulls it to the side.
pulls it all the way around
Yeah.
and then sets it down.
Yin Wu Ping, he's so famous for that.
Yen Wu Ping's got
So,
that's
so
a
here's
comparison.
my question: do we think that was assisted? Was his leg like
No.
That was not his leg. That was on a
It was the
stick.
yeah.
No.
Yes.
They were helping him.
Yeah.
It's super hard to do. It's super hard to
You
do.
can't do that after
That
I
moment,
can.
like that like set me up as a young child to be like, I want to learn martial arts. I want to be able to hold my leg up there and whip it around like that. What are
Can
you
you?
talking about?
Now you can.
I can.
Nice.
I probably can. I think it has more to do with, now that I'm learning, it has more to do with the stability of the base leg than anything else
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
He was definitely assisted, but you know, I
'Cause-
give him some credit for trying. But in reality, in a summer camp or like a kung fu camp,
It's
you're not
different
gonna,
than
you're
yeah.
not, you're
Like-
not going to learn much to go beyond the movie.
To give a
creation.
little context, I've been studying with Master Daniel now for 3 years, and I only feel now that I'm like starting to understand how much I don't know.
And you
Cheers.
know it.
No?
Cheers! Cheers! Cheers!
I gotta tell you.
Cheers.
When it comes up in conversation, I tell people that I do Chinese martial arts, and people ask me, "Oh, well, how far along are you?" I'm always like, "I don't know anything about kung fu."
Yeah,
I don't know personally.
I agree. You have to be really well trained to do that move because it's difficult.
Especially it's a showpiece move that they did that everyone remembers, obviously. So.
Yeah, and learning is, I believe learning. You can learn when you don't learn, you die. Your spirit dies. So if you're always learning a little bit, you don't have to go crazy. But as long as you're learning something, your spirit will live.
Gotta keep that student mind.
And
Yeah.
I firmly believe that learning should incorporate all the senses, not just like the scholarly sit down, stare at books, put information in your brain, but like the actual integration of the
Application.
body, the spirit,
Yeah.
the whole human being all in one. Because like there were days, especially in my first year training with you, where literally it was like moving meditation because it was so complex. There was no room for me to think about anything else. none. It was like a complete vortex. I came in super stressed. I came and did class, and then I left. I felt like a different person.
I remember the first time I saw people doing forms, and this would be like at the old place on Western. And I was like,
Ooh,
I'm
legendary.
They
joints.
can't expect me to do stuff like that. That's really like crazy shit. I don't think I could figure that out or remember all of that stuff. And sure enough, given her enough time, given her
Yeah,
enough
you
work,
learned.
you figure it out.
Yeah.
Your body adapts. Your brain adapts.
Meditation's good too.
Man.
You just gotta be willing to be uncomfortable and willing to feel like a perpetual beginner. And I think that's hard for some people, to feel like they're always at the beginning, or to feel like they're at the beginning of something.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a humbling experience.
It is. And yeah, you can't be afraid to, when you're, especially in martial arts, you can't be afraid to make a mistake, because you're learning something new. So everybody, you forget when you're a child, you make a lot of mistakes. When you're learning martial arts,
Yeah,
you
but
do
you're a
make
kid and you're like, mistake, and you go on.
Yeah. And adults are like, oh, I got to know everything. No,
So
no.
always be a kid, basically.
That's
be a
the
kid,
gist.
play, work out, play. You'll be good. You'll be fine going to a gym, working out,
Yeah.
martial arts class. You'll be okay.
You,
All right.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
run before walking.
All right, you out?
I am, and hey, I'll be back here, but it'll probably be with like some sort of non-alcoholic beverage.
Oh, it's at that time of year.
Just to like
I'm
sit in
back
the
up.
chair.
Steve
and,
is
like,
leaving.
Be that
Steve,
guy.
You got to go home to the
Be
family.
that sober guy. All right,
Sobert,
Coach.
the Sobert report.
The
You could
Sobert
do
report.
the Sobert report. Next bar food, Steve's doing the Sobert report.
The Sobert report.
You know how on Drunk History they've always got the one sober person to be asking questions and prompting people?
Oh my
I
God.
could be like that person for all of you.
Yeah.
You're getting
See, I
the
didn't even think about
adios,
that.
Steve.
The Sobert
Are you
report.
sure about
We'll
that?
work on it next week. We'll have a little segment.
I've
Steve's
only-
gonna prep.
All the episodes of Drunk History that I've seen ended up with someone holding themselves over a toilet talking about historical facts. Like,
And then, Lincoln hoped that the reconciliation with the South would bring. Oh God, this is terrible.
You're getting no go. Saludos.
Take it
Adios.
easy.
See you later.
Drive safe, Steve.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep, we'll see you next week.
Oh,
Rest your knee.
actually,
Rest
my
your
knee's
knee.
Feeling much better.
Oh, they're
Watch out
saying
for the rest of
they're
those
saying
links.
thanks for the movie trivia and the lines. Steve has a phenomenal brain for holding on to
I don't remember
all
things
of
like
that.
that.
Like,
Yeah, he's got a good brain.
it's amazing. It's amazing the number of like you start talking about a movie and he's like, oh yeah, the one with this person and the one with this person and
The
they were
instance
talking
comes
about
up.
this and they were.
Yeah.
It's just like right there for him. It's amazing. He's
Yeah.
such a fun human.
But he's a writer, so he remembers a lot of
That's
stuff.
part of it.
Different brain.
Yeah, he's a publisher, editor. So he whacked his knee on the garage in his garage, so he's all
Because of the ice.
Shane 3 seashells.
Steve is cool, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve is cool.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to like make mistakes when you're learning.
You can't learn.
It's all
without
you
making
can't learn
mistakes.
unless you make mistakes. And when in doubt, shadow kick.
Every time I hear shadow kick, I picture there was this one instance Alfredo and I were working with. There was a new girl who came in to kind of our stunt workout for the day. She threw a shadow kick, and I watched her clock someone in the temple. It was scary.
Yeah.
And
I
then
like-
they wouldn't know about the Donnie Yen.
I like Donnie Yen. I think he's a good martial
I like
artist.
Johnny, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a really good martial artist. I like his style and appreciate his movies even back in the 80s, early 80s.
Yeah, his 80s movies, I think, were... I think if you would like Ip Man, you probably would like his 80 movies even better. Because, if you're a fan of Donnie Yen, then what better way than to watch him all zippy and snappy and being young. And he was really good. He was really good back then.
And two,
Great
for us,
teacher being his family. So.
for us in America, his mother, Bunsen
exactly,
Mark,
his mom.
brought martial arts, like real martial arts, to America.
Yeah.
Like his mom is like an old school master. Up to then, we would get, in America, at that time, people would know martial arts, but they weren't really super. Their skill wasn't really
Yeah.
super high. Their skill was big enough.
Understanding level
Yeah.
is low.
Yeah, their skill was people's skill were good enough to beat up 3 or 4 people and make it a fight. But we didn't have anybody who was like super good, who was just like, okay, 10 people, I'll wipe you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I like watching it, and some of the. Do you have any favorite films of his from the '80s? I'd love to watch. If you guys know any of those '80 films of Donnie Yen, that'd be good to know about. I'd like to watch them. Any favorites of yours that come to
man, I'm
mind?
trying to think. Man, there's.
You don't look at me for movies
Yeah.
from the 80s.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like late 90s. I think it was early 90s.
Yes, she is.
A Grandmaster Mom.
Yeah, she's really good. Both and Mark really good.
Yeah, you see some good videos of her doing some training with like some weapons on online. You'll be able to find a few of those.
Yeah, she's in New York. Yeah.
Hey, Lone Wolf.
Brian, what's
Thanks
up?
for
What's
tuning
up?
in.
Thanks for coming out with us. We're just hanging out.
Coming down to the last minutes here of the evening.
It's true. I think
Does anyone have any questions or anything like that?
Yeah.
Any suggestions?
Yeah, please, because
Questions, suggestions, just chatting here. I'll enjoy my beer.
I'm finishing my last one. I think.
Yes.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. It's really nice. He used to be a stuntman like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Donnie Yen really. Plus, his mom trained him really hard. So yeah.
But like, Jackie Chan didn't grow up with martial arts. Jackie Chan grew up with like opera. In
Yeah.
an opera family.
But that was part of it was martial arts, but more like stunts and opera. That's why he's such a good actor, I think.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, he's such
It's
a
a
phenomenal,
good combination.
such a phenomenal storyteller. Like, you know.
Yeah, and that's what he got from the. That's really what he got from
Yeah.
the opera aspect to martial arts. Probably made him better overall.
No, thanks for you guys for tuning in because we just hang out by ourselves. So it's cool that you guys are here hanging out with us. Especially, we just had Naira from Russia.
There you go.
We got people, Denise from Brazil. Got a couple of people from Argentina.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Somebody from Tennessee.
Tennessee with drinking the whiskey.
Yeah. We're missing the whiskey. Right now I'm drinking a right beside her.
It's a Chicago cider.
Yeah. Alfredo and I like our ciders. It's good stuff.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's pretty tough.
Very.
There's a little thing on, I don't know what it is, on Facebook. They show a picture, like they show Keanu Reeves and the stuntman. They show somebody else in the stuntman, and then they just show Jackie Chan sitting in a chair saying Jackie Chan and his stuntman.
And his stunt double.
Shoot, I'm trying to think of the movie where he like did this humongous jump onto a moving barge, broke his foot, and then continued filming in a boot. Like continued doing all of his.
Oh yeah, that was
Rumble in the Bronx.
Rumble
yeah, it
in
was
the
Rumble in the
Bronx.
Bronx.
Yeah, I mean, broken foot, fuck it. The rest of his body works. I gotta say, there's gotta be some Chinese medicine, Chinese herbs involved for him to recover that quick, or to be like, okay, just put the rubber boot on. Because you break your bones and you have to still step on that leg. And you're on film, it's kind of hard to keep a straight face. So
Yeah.
there's gotta be more to it.
Yeah, I never met Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee died in '73, I think. I think I was like 11. I mean, I just graduated. I was in grammar school, I think.
And then his son died in the same way, didn't he? On the
son
set
No,
of-
his son died
younger.
of a gunshot.
Right, but wait, didn't? am I
Yeah,
getting this
Brandon Lee died with an accidental
up?
The movie Rapid
Discharge.
Fire, yeah.
discharge of a stunt weapon.
And when you take stunt,
That
when you
was
take
on-
stunt classes today, they actually go over that
The Raven?
exact movie.
Is it
Time out. So when you go over that movie, we took a stunt class together, and they go over the movie Rapid Fire, where they still mention today, as opposed to like, I mean, we're talking last year we took a stunt class. They talked about Brandon Lee getting shot. So every time you point a gun in the stunt film in the stunt industry, you don't point it at their face. You point it like way past their shoulder, and the camera takes over from there. So that practice came about because of the movie Rapid Fire, where Brandon Lee
It wasn't
got
Rapid
shot.
Fire. I thought it was the Raven.
The Raven.
Isn't it?
The Crow?
The Crow.
The Crow.
See,
yeah,
there
that's
it is.
right.
It's
Sorry.
the Crow.
It was a Crow. That's right. Rapid Fire was just another funny, fun movie of Brandon Lee's. So. It
Man,
was a
that's
Crow.
really sad.
See,
Yeah.
Raven, Crow. I was there. This is why we need Steve.
But they did change the practices in the film industry because of that movie.
Yeah, I think right now, because of the shift in technology,
You're
right
right,
now
you're
the
Sorry, it's fun.
the martial art movies like that are very different, and it's less skill. But I think eventually they will go back to the old day where you will have to do no martial arts to be in the movie, because right now we're at a point where everything looks the same. So sooner or later people will get bored of that and want something different, and then we will return to martial arts people being in martial art movies. That's what I think.
That's coming soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
And there's
Because sometimes I love the movies, but sometimes I get really bored.
yeah.
I get bored watching them. I love the movies and I get hyped, but when I see them doing stuff, I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, I think it's especially because nowadays with the changes in technology, so many more people are filming, so many more productions are happening, and quite frankly, the whole skill set to be involved in film has kind of evolved in such a way that, you know, I think previously people were like pulling only from an acting pool, or like actors who knew martial arts.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, now because everyone is getting more comfortable on film, suddenly, oh, well, we don't have to pull actors who've trained in martial arts. We can pull martial artists who've trained as actors. And I know that it may not sound like there's a big discrepancy there, but as someone who's coming from the acting background into the martial arts, and now like I'm actually experiencing a very historically accurate, like real martial system, not just a contemporary system that's been adjusted. You know, it's just a different mindset coming from the martial arts into a film.
Yeah, so two quick things. Brian mentioned Robin Shue. So I knew Robin before we did Mortal Kombat. And then afterwards, when I got invited to be in Jackie Chan's Drunken Master 2, which I didn't appear in because of a typhoon, but that's a different story. I was walking out of a bar at like 2 o'clock in the morning with Hosang. No, we were walking into a bar, and Robert Shue was walking out of the bar. And so we met, and then we went back in and had a couple of more drinks in Hong Kong.
Get
So
over
that was
here.
the Robin Shue story. And as far as work on Mortal Kombat, it's not quite how people think it is. Tobias was my friend, and he asked me to help him pitch the game, to sell the game to Midway, where he worked. So Tobias and I actually met with Ed Boon and talked about creating this game. Ed Boon said no. He thought that it'd be better to make a Van Damme game. So originally Mortal Kombat got turned down. But one of the things was because there wasn't going to be a lot of games made, that John was like, we need to get people who know martial arts who I don't have to pay. So I was like, I'll get my friends to make Mortal Kombat. So everybody who worked on Mortal Kombat, like the martial art guy, or even Liz, were my friends. So I got all my friends because they were not
Martial
expensive.
art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't
not
expensive. They were not expensive.
And they were around. Easy
Yeah, and they were
access.
around. They were cheap labor. We were all cheap labor for Tobias. Plus, he's our friend, so we were like, oh yeah. And John was like, hey, you can help me create this game.
So wait, why do you...
Correct. Ed Boon, who works on the game today, he doesn't like to admit it. He's mad at me when I tell this story. But it is a true story. You can ask, Richard DeVizio was there, and so was Carlos, and so was Tobias. So you'd have to ask them kind of the question you'd have to make it, saying like, oh, did they pitch the game to you, their idea? So
Going
yeah, Ed
for
Boon
one
didn't
more.
have the idea for that game. Ed Boon came up with the idea after he heard about our game. But they don't like to say that because that makes them look bad. But he did create the game because he is the main programmer. He did create it. So when he's a co-creator, he is a co-creator. He just didn't come up with the idea.
And he is actually working on a book.
Yeah.
So he says that he's like doing all the voice recording, and we're gonna work on getting a couple people we know to actually get it on paper and get it going.
Yeah, Jet Li. I like Jet Li movies.
Oh, Jet Li movies are great. Hero is great.
Hero is a phenomenal
Yeah.
movie. I
Yeah, it's a
love it.
really good movie.
One of my
Well
favorites.
And it's like and again, this is like the theater nerd in me is always looking for symbolism. So all the color schemes all throughout Hero, representing the different takes and storylines is really cool.
Actually,
to me.
that's a good idea. Is like doing an audio book rather than a written book might be right up your alley.
Well, I mean, most audiobooks start as written books, and then they're.
Sure.
But yeah, you could totally.
You
Are
could
you
just do
kidding
an
me?
audiobook
Once
and then
once you get your
transfer it to written.
Yeah, I was thinking of adding, like, I have a lot of pictures that I didn't, never let, made public. I know I lent some pictures to Tony for his book, Kung Fu Rockstar. You see a lot of pictures in those. Those are my pictures that I lent Tony. But I have a lot of pictures from the making of Mortal Kombat that I never showed, that have never been seen. And it's just because, just save some, just as a mystery. Two, also, if I publish them all, a lot of people just ignore your watermark and just kind of crop it, and then they put their watermark on it. So I don't like that either. Because if they would just ask me, hey, can I use your picture? I'd be like, sure, but they don't even ask. So, yeah.
Yeah. So people steal shit, and that's not a good way to do
Yeah,
things.
so, yeah. And that's my bitching. I'm just bitching.
But yeah, I think once you get a physical copy, you're gonna have to do the narration for the audiobook. It's good stuff.
Yeah. But there's a lot of, like we were talking before, there's a lot of action movies that are really good. Must see. Hero is definitely a must see.
And you're right, it is artistically beautiful,
And that is one of the things that gets me for film because it's such an expressive medium. You know, you can get so many layers into a film, and Hero really sticks out to me.
Yeah.
I mean, so does Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but like, let's be real, who doesn't love that movie?
That's a good movie, but the martial arts in it are probably not as good as Heroes by far. And I'm pretty sure it's because Jet Li probably has his eye on the camera at some point because he does not want to look bad on film at all, ever. Like, he won't allow that. So he has people with him on his team, or it's either him himself who's like, no, we're going to do this again. But there's a reason why Jet Li's movies come out pretty good.
Yeah. You gotta want what's really, if you, too, is,
Like, he
like
won't
when
let you
you
mocap his body. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
no. He says no. Jet Li said no to motion capture because then you steal his body movements, and that's actually kind of wise.
yeah. But two, yeah, Mortal Kombat is definitely a video game made of love. We just did it for making the game. John invited us to create the game. He's like, whatever you guys want, in the game, we're going to put in the game. So we had a lot of different ideas, and, including changing Scorpion and Sub-Zero to the Lin Kuei, which turned out really like one of the best ideas. But yeah, so it was pretty good.
Denise Mara, I'm right there with you.
I'm right there with you. Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Yeah, the one on YouTube. I like that. I thought it's well done. I like Mortal Kombat Conquest. I thought it was like well done.
Da-dum, when there's silence, I fill it with music
Yeah.
in my head.
There you go.
It's always the background music.
Yeah, my brother's still working on the game. Still striving it, Still striving it, seeing how it goes. Will there be a Mortal Kombat 12? That's what I'm asking. Let me finish this and then
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
you might be interviewing
Paolo
Paolo.
Montalban. Montai? I can't tell if the monitor.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not that educated with Mortal Kombat. I like to play first-person shooters and horror games. You know what I mean? I'll play for
Those
anything
work.
like Resident Evil or Doom, or I'll play Call of Duty. I like those games. I never play martial art games because they don't do martial arts like I would really do. So, yeah.
So this is a question as our technology continues to increase, as
Doom.
VR gets more widespread, like ultimately. So one of one of my favorite games was a game that didn't do very well. It was called Heavenly Sword, but that was when PlayStation first came out. I think it was the PlayStation 3, I think, where the controller, like if you tipped the controller, you could actually control the movement of something. So like you would shoot an arrow, and then you would use the controller like this
Oh, that's cool.
to like get
That's really
to
cool.
like re-angle the arrow. But also in that game, it was reminiscent of like literally the first RPG I ever played was called The Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, yeah.
And as those characters got stronger and evolved, their combos got longer and longer and more complicated. And it was that style where, you know, you started a move and then you had to press the right buttons at exactly the right time in order to complete the move. And if you failed at any point, then like those hits that you landed would count. But once you hit the whole combo, you know, something explosive would happen. So my thought with VR and as our technology continues to evolve is how can we implement a system like that in a VR game so that you can have kind of those preset actual realistic martial arts moves. I don't know if that's even possible.
I don't think it's possible.
But like, so that you know, okay, I have to learn, this is my character, this is the combo. The combo is this, you know, whatever it is. And you actually get to like experience a core of that martial art. Maybe not the same way that, you know, Wii plays tennis, because you can just play Wii tennis like, you know, whatever. But do you know what I mean?
No, you'd have to learn martial arts to do martial arts. So I do like Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon. I thought that was a good movie. And then, he's Tony Marquez, because again, Mortal Kombat, the actors, what they call the actors, actually created like the characters. So a lot of people are like, oh, you know, that's awesome that somebody is acting like Tony. But in the, you know, I don't want to be a smart ass, but it kind of sounds like a smarter. But it is true. You know, when you do Kung Lao, you are acting like, when people do Kung Lao, they act like Tony Marquez. When people do Raiden, they act like Carlos. So when people are saying, oh, he's Raiden, no, he's not my brother. He's acting like my brother. Or he acts like Rich DeVizio, you know, Kano. But, you know, so it's kind of weird.
So,
you know? But because we didn't get credit for that, people get, like, misinformation about stuff.
So, I do see you're saying you're like Tekken. I think Tekken is really cool. Representation of martial arts in any fighting game has.
I like Tekken. It looks
Tekken
better.
was good, but like Soul Calibur actually has some real forms in it. If you like Soul Calibur had some real forms in it.
Yeah, Woody.
And then Virtua Fighter, the Japanese guy who made Virtua Fighter, actually was also on the same page as Mortal Kombat, where he wanted to make Virtua Fighter be real fighting styles, and Virtua Fighter did achieve that. They did put real fighting styles in the game, and the reason why they probably aren't around today is it was probably a little bit too difficult for people to grasp and to play. But yeah, Mortal Kombat won its way through. Tekken is still a winning game, but yeah, I think Virtua Fighter and like Soul Calibur had some real martial arts in it as well.
There's a bunch of it.
Back
But
to-
also, I am the MK. Welcome. Saludos. Buenas noches.
MK side for sure, yeah.
Backtracking very briefly to you, Denise. I love Crouching Tiger, even if the martial arts aren't perfect. I love the story. I love the artistry. I'm right there with you. Soul Calibers. Yeah, yeah.
Soul Calibers, yeah.
Yeah, the makers of Tekken. Yeah, they did a pretty good job.
All those guys did like really
Yeah,
a good job with games.
If you could remember the title, then they were successful.
Yeah,
You know.
and it's good that they create all the games. They're like, you know, that's what you need is just create. It's in the creation, and trying to make a good game.
Yeah.
You know, and getting different varieties of stuff like that.
Yeah, a little competition is always healthy.
Yeah, competition is good.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
need
we
it.
made Mortal Kombat, because Street Fighter.
Street
I wasn't
Fighter,
happy
yeah.
with Street Fighter. I love to play Street Fighter, but I was like, these moves are not real, you know. And John was like, let's make a real game. So yeah, all that stuff is good,
Yep. Yeah, and that Street Fighter is another one.
you know.
Played it in the arcade.
Oh yeah, hopefully you'll continue hearing more. I can speak really good English, guys. Hopefully you'll continue hearing Master Pesina's side of the story.
That's just
Yeah.
Barfu talking.
It's Barfu.
It is Barfu.
No MK1 up yet, but hopefully we'll work on that.
Yep, and then history has been made. Yep.
Yeah.
High
High
five,
five,
party
pretty
lady.
lady.
Psh, well, she's a party lady.
Pretty lady.
Thanks, Jimmy.
It's a high five. You can go grab.
I am. I'm right there with you. I love that movie. It just gets me every time. Yeah. It's heart wrenching.
MK2 ending. You see Kung Lao. Man, I have to take a look at that. If I see the picture, I'll have to take a look at the picture and find out what it is. Some things were done then, and other things were created like afterwards. So, you know.
Sorry, we're reading this comment.
Oh, you're using a translator. No problem, Mike. You get your point across very good. You know, I'll take a look on Facebook tomorrow after I teach.
It's always teaching you.
Yeah, it's always working out, you know.
You stop moving, you die. This is a good week.
Yeah, it's a good week.
Yeah, Saturday lessons. Who are you coaching on Saturdays? these
I
days?
have like a couple Tai Chi privates.
Are you still coaching Jeremy on Saturdays? Or
Not this Saturday, but, you know.
Is he usually in
Sometimes.
person or is he via Zoom these days?
No, Zooms these days.
Okay. Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah, Sunday's rest. Man, it's like, yeah. Sunday I rest by going to the gym
Ha
in the morning. And not doing like stretching and doing only very little martial arts.
Did you answer about the Lone Wolf, about the
Yeah.
Kung Lao? Okay.
Favorite beer?
No. Arthur to play Shang Tsung,
Actor.
the actor.
The actor. Yeah. Yeah. What style is your primary?
So yeah, they different. Actually, Shang Tsung went through a lot of different changes. But I usually drink whiskey, so I like whiskey. I just drink beer because Corona has very little alcohol.
Gets you full.
Yep.
But Shuko Goshin is asking if you have a primary style.
I don't know if I enjoy doing Bagua Zhang, like the last Airbender style. I really enjoy that one. But two, I also like external style called Fansichuan, or Tumbling Fist. It's really, really fast. So,
Fury.
yeah,
He
it
keeps,
is.
Fury.
he
It
keeps
is
telling
Fury.
me it's about Fury.
Karen, ¿cómo estás? Hola. Another one from Argentina.
Hola.
Hello.
¿Dónde está Daniel?
Oh, Bagua. Yes.
Yeah, Bagua. Yeah, that's it. Almost done. Almost done.
All right.
Yeah.
We're waiting on.
Yeah, we're kind
Gotta
of
finish
weighing
up
it
that
down.
beer.
I've been studying martial arts since 1969, so for a long time. And two, I didn't start my own school until 2000. So
And the way that I've kind of come to think about wushu is that wushu, which like the translation means war art, right? So wushu is kind of the overarching umbrella, and inside that umbrella there are the family styles, and then the family styles have, you know, all these different variations.
sub-styles, yeah.
The sub-styles, and like, you know, like some areas will have certain animal styles, some areas will have other flavors, but it's all kind of under that same large umbrella. And so, like in class, sometimes we'll touch upon 3, even sometimes 4 different what you would call styles, because they have a different flavor, or they come from a different part of China or a different family style, and so like the root can be kind of similar, but the way that it's expressed is different.
Yeah, it's all yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of studying, I am the okay. ¿De dónde en México? ¿De qué parte?
You're very welcome. Happy to help.
Yeah, so I really enjoy the northwestern styles of martial arts, like Fan Sichuan, Dongbei, Piqua. I really like those.
And the Northwestern staff is really fun. It's very different.
Yeah.
We started doing this past summer because of the pandemic. We weren't in the school at all. We were working out in the park, and our school here, like it's a pretty decent space, but some of the light fixtures are a little low, and there's a couple like pillars that are structural that are supporting everything. So you can't just like take out a long staff and like whip it around and go ham crazy without thinking that you're gonna hit something. So like being out in the park this summer was really fun, and that Northwestern style has a lot of like a lot of hand changes, and a lot of like you're using the heavier end of the staff as like a whip, like to and you know, I'm getting better at it, but like you watch Shifu do it, and it's like the entire staff, instead of being in one long line, it's like a macaroni noodle, like as he's like whipping it around, you know, and so there's just that it's a really different flavor when the base weapon is even still the same. So there's so much variation.
I prefer it over Southern style too, personally.
Have I done any Southern?
No.
No, not
I didn't
not
think
yet,
so.
but yeah. I like it all. I like northern, southern, northwestern, so I like it all. And for Denise, yes, Kaka, from Brazil, my friend, my whiskey friend, he likes drinking whiskey too. Yeah, Shifu. It depends on the accent. So Shifu, Shifu, is more Mandarin. Sifu is more Cantonese, but they mean the same thing. So us, because I studied in mainland China, we do Shifu. So yeah, every style, like there's thousands of styles, and it's just the flavor, the way it's done. Because in the end, whether you study in Japanese style or Korean style or Thai style, everybody kind of makes the fist the same. It's the seasoning that makes it different. Because if you don't hold it correctly, you'll break your fist. Shane, yes, I play saxophone, flute, and clarinet. At least I used to in the old days. He asked me if I played any instruments. I played the sax, flute, and clarinet in a high school jazz band.
What was your first?
My first thing was saxophone.
Okay, I can see that. I'm a band nerd from way back, and most people who play band instruments, like you can kind of tell what instrument they play because it's like very personified. So I'm a little surprised that you know how to play the flute.
Little
Yeah.
jazz.
Yeah.
Jazz action.
I played first chair.
For flute?
For saxophone. I played
Okay.
first chair in the jazz band,
There you go.
and
There you go.
I made all city band. I was in the all city Chicago band,
That's impressive.
which is pretty good because the city of Chicago is the third biggest city in the United States, so that's good.
I played the trumpet. It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, Retro Game Arcade got you some electronic drums. Those things are so cool. So cool how you get like a little thing and that you could actually play drums with.
The violin is.
Violin is really difficult. Brian played the violin, you know. I watch a scary or terror movie every day. Something, maybe not a movie, but I watch something scary every day. Like today I didn't watch a movie, but I watched on YouTube TV, I switched to, like it's a supernatural show. I forget what the name was. Like True Stories of the Supernatural or something like that. So I watch scary stuff every day because I love scary stuff.
Oh, happy birthday!
Happy birthday. Man, that's good. My dad's, as I mentioned before, my dad's birthday's tomorrow. So you're with him.
The
Was that
Aquarius
Aquarius?
babies? Aquarius babies.
Aquarius, yeah.
Are you an Aquarius?
Aquarius.
You are, aren't you? Mhm.
Yeah. Alfredo's birthday is on Monday, Shane. So you guys are in good. You
I'll
guys
be
are in good company.
36 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a flawless birthday. Or birthday cake. Get over here.
I'll take birthday cake. Get over here.
Well, guys, if you haven't yet, this is just that generic call out. If you've been enjoying hanging out with us, please follow, subscribe, all of the things. We're still trying to figure out how this whole we're like gaining a little more pieces today as we were setting up. We're like, oh yeah, we got our system down for this. We know what our setup is like, but. So yeah, any support that you have to throw our way, whether it's a follow or a subscription, we really appreciate it.
I watched a little bit of Hereditary, but it just lost me. It got like in the middle, it got kind of boring, and I fell asleep.
I did not watch it.
But my friend Luis keeps telling me you got to finish watching it. It's really really good. And two, don't be ashamed that you play guitar. Proud that people call you out and play guitar. Because one day you'll play guitar, I'll play saxophone, and we'll get Shane to play the drums, and we'll make a band. And then we'll go play with Kung Lao and his band. We'll be the Scorpions.
And I'll play the 3 seashells.
Ah!
Oh, don't worry, I'll put on a little dress. We'll have to find 2 other women to do it with me, but I'll be like one of the, how in like a doo-wop band, how there's the lead singer, and then there's the 3 chicks like doing these moves. That's me.
The dancer.
That's
Then
choreographed.
that's me in the back.
Choreographed that.
And then Brian will play the violin and guitar, switch in between. We're gonna have a band. Oh my God, Tony Kung Lao will be so happy that we'll be jamming with him.
Oh, you'll be jamming live later on Retro's channel, huh?
That's cool.
Yeah, we should start a band.
Yeah, we're gonna start a band.
I-
You guys
I-
are gonna be in it.
I gotta find a couple more backup singers with me though. We gotta like do the doo-wopping.
Denise, do you sing? ¿Quién canta? Who sings? You don't have to sing good. You just don't have.
Just don't suck.
No. Who cares? Just not be afraid to sing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just
I
show
can't.
up.
I go to karaoke and I sing. I can't sing anything, but I no tengo vergüenza. I'll just canto. I'll just sing.
I feel like communal celebration, communal dance, communal singing. I feel like that's something that at least here in America, like our culture is almost wiped out. And there's something about that environment
Cello.
where everybody is singing and dancing together. It's like cathartic.
You'll be part of our band. Denise, you could be with Kirsten back up, singing.
Yeah.
Do a little dance, singing.
Don't worry, I got you covered. We'll get all the moves. Don't worry, they won't all look like that.
That'd be
Well,
better.
some of them will look like this, and maybe some of that.
Yep. You know what? Express yourself. Don't be afraid to express yourself. Two, I got your back. Don't worry. You guys express yourself. If you need me, I got your back. You know?
Johnny Cash, Metallica, and Ozzy Osbourne. All right.
Yeah.
Be shameless with your musical abilities. I think it's get it out, express.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good for the soul. So, one of the things during this whole pandemic that I have had to do on a couple occasions, and admittedly, like, I grew up pretty country. I grew up small town, lots of open space, and now being in Chicago, it's a little bit different. But there's been something during the pandemic where there have been a few times where I felt like I just want to go out into the wilderness and yell as loud as I possibly can.
Just get it out.
Just get that out. So, yeah, be shameless. Be shameless about making noise. I think it's good for the human soul to make some noise.
Yep.
Really? Like Johnny Cash, huh?
Or never had drum lessons? Just keep it up, baby.
Yeah.
It's the way you got to do it. You got to fight. You got to fight. You know, express yourself. It's good.
Yep. Just
You know?
gotta get it out.
Yeah, you just got to get it out. You got backing. Anybody messes with you, don't worry. Eventually, I will be in their town, and we can take care. I could have a talk with them. No problem.
So this past summer, a friend of mine kind of sent out an SOS. I went down and visited her in Arkansas. And I told her that my one stipulation for coming to visit was that we go out into the wilderness so that I can just like scream for a minute. And it was perfect. We were down, we were on the river, we were sitting on a log. I was sitting in the quiet nature thinking, oh, this is so nice. I can hear the river going, I can hear the birds, I can hear the bugs. And suddenly she screamed. Suddenly she was like, all right, I knew that she wanted to scream, so she just like started making noise and we were both screaming. It was necessary.
Actually, Denise, you are right. She can sing pretty good. She's our.
Thank you.
She always sings with Tony Marquez, Kung Lao.
A couple times.
Yeah, she when they're at karaoke, she's like the backup singer, or they sing a duet. They do a really good.
He keeps wanting me to do like the Phantom of the Opera.
No, but what was it called?
Oh, it's from Greece.
The Grease.
Yeah.
The one from Greece. He loves that.
Summer Nights.
Summer Nights.
Summer Nights. That's a fun one. But he keeps wanting me to do like the Phantom of the Opera duet.
Yeah.
Where there's Christine like goes ah, and then she just like keeps going up and up and up and up until it's finally like this high freaking like E flat or something way up there. Yeah.
Challenging.
Yeah. If you guys ever come to Chicago, we will all go out and sing karaoke, and we'll bring Kung Lao with us because he loves to sing.
But first we'll get pizza.
Yes. First we will get pizza.
Then we'll be singing the blues.
It won't be as good as Argentina. It won't be as good as there, but it will not suck. It will be okay. You know? So yeah, we'll do, you guys are always welcome. Come to Chicago. Send me a message on Facebook. We'll see the town.
2 followers shy of making affiliate.
Yeah.
Sending you some good juju.
Is that what
Thank
it says? So where does it say that?
That's what Lone Wolf said.
Yeah, no falta.
His last message there.
Okay.
Got
Yeah.
you covered.
Yeah, we got
Oh,
you
that's
covered.
great, man. Congrats.
Please.
To get affiliate, that's great.
Yeah, and please, if you're ever around, we love sharing the martial art. We love training.
Yeah, so
people.
Lone Wolf Production is too shy of making affiliate. So follow him, good
Have
friend.
to follow him.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
it happen. I gotta get on Twitch more often myself.
Hey!
Hey!
New follower.
Yeah,
yes.
thanks for following.
STM
Verde.
Verde.
Gracias.
Thanks.
Welcome. Thanks for
Thank
following.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Grazie.
you. Would it be Rinaldi's Pizza?
Nah.
We could go to Rinaldi's
It's okay.
I mean,
because Rinaldi's is the birthplace of Mortal Kombat.
Ah.
what? How so?
Because
Is that what
when
you're
we
eating?
after we made the pitch to Midway, they sent their representative Ed Boon to meet us at Rinaldi's Pizza.
Ah.
So yeah, so that's where we finished pitching the idea of Mortal Kombat to Ed Boon. Of course, naturally, as you know the story, Ed Boon said no, but you know, we got it going. And then when we finally got back to it, but yeah.
As far as pizza goes, though, I'm a big fan of the Spaccanapoli.
The MK
Sebastián, ¿cómo estás?
Now I want pizza for some reason.
Bienvenido.
Hi, Sebastian. The Argentinian Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Rock on. Thanks for joining us. Oh, nice. Way to support people.
Yeah, we got to support each other. That's for sure. You know, we are all gamers. Todos somos gamers. It's good. Yeah, we did have a good time yeah. Pizza.
Pizza. now I'm hungry, guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm growling. I'm hungry. I think I'm gonna stop and get me a frozen pizza instead of ordering one, and I'm gonna have me some pizza at home.
Yeah. That way you get all comfortable, have some pizza, relax a little bit.
Watch my Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
I love my Star Trek. This guy got me into the Star Trek. It's some good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Pizza improves everything.
Yes. Because
You
you can have a situation and then you bring pizza in, and then it's all good.
Yeah.
It really
Everybody's
does.
happy. Everybody's happy. As long as there's no anchovies.
I'll take the pineapple
Anchovy free.
though.
Yeah.
We'll take the pineapple. No, it's true though. Like pizza's kind of a universal, good sign of faith, I suppose. So a buddy of mine has this giant, like the previous owners of his house, because they didn't like doing the yard work, they paved over everything.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We are
so
in
like
Chicago, yes.
everything. And,
Yeah, we're in Chicago.
and his plan is to like host a horde of he was thinking dudes to come over with like sledgehammers and just like start breaking down.
That's difficult.
It is difficult, but a couple of guys that I know were like, oh well, yeah, that sounds like so much fun. I have rage. I got to get it out somehow. And I was like, Jason, why aren't you inviting me? Like, I got rage. I got some muscular skill. I can show up some of these dudes. Plus, you're paying me in pizza and beer. Like, what's wrong with this situation? So, pizza can improve every situation. I'm with
It
you.
could, yes.
Yeah, Turtles. I think in Turtles they had pizza on the set for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 down in North Carolina. We had pizza on the set all the time. Hopefully we'll get back to conventions after,
Conventions.
get the pandemic going.
Pizza after conventions.
I know here in Chicago they said in July that we will be able to open everything up like 100%.
Really?
It's coming
Yeah,
soon this summer. Coming
He's pushing.
this
He's
summer.
pushing companies like our president is pushing stuff to.
To
You know.
reopen? Well, I mean, he's also pushing the
So
vaccine
some
out,
people,
so that's good.
don't trust the vaccine, But as for me, like, because my parents are old, my dad is 95 tomorrow. He
Happy
got the
birthday.
vaccine. Alfredo's 25 on Monday.
yeah. I'll finally
So-
be old enough
so I
to
think,
drink for 4 years in a row.
For my dad and my mom, they need to get the vaccine because the option is not good. I need to keep them around for a little bit.
Yeah, we miss traveling for sure.
Yeah. Saratoga Comic Con, that's an awesome event in April. Sam, right? Sam throws that one. Sí, yo lo vi Cuando fui a Retro Start, they're talking about they gave a performance during Retro Start of the game. They played the game like
Oh, awesome.
they did an awesome job.
Good job.
You know, it was really, really good. You know, I'm going to an event in March in Florida. So
Coming up.
You're not. Are you gonna quarantine when you do that?
I am probably
Gonna like do the short quarantine and get a test.
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
get,
get them
I'm gonna
shot
get
around?
vaccinated. So.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah, Doc said not say anything.
Okay, good. Most of
Karate Kid is good.
most of my personal training clients are a little bit older, and they're all starting to get vaccinated, which makes me very happy.
So the choreography in Karate Kid is bad. I have not seen it yet, so
But I
I've
just
seen
like
2 episodes, and I don't imagine it being that great, but entertaining
Coach.
probably.
Coach, are we gonna do another one?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been on for over 2
Yeah, we've
hours.
been streaming for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
This is the longest stream we've had.
Yeah, it is actually.
So thanks for
yeah,
the
thanks
record.
for hanging out with us.
Yeah, but Tony Philip on Shang Tsung, the 4th Shang Tsung came to the 3rd Shang Tsung came to Argentina. So it was pretty good. Good times.
So when
Yeah.
when Shifu goes to the next convention, I'll just have to like fit myself into one of his suitcases so he can like take me.
Do
So I
that.
can see your beautiful countries because I've
Yeah.
never been to South America.
We could drive there.
We
Yeah,
It would take a
Cobra
long
Kai.
time.
we could
If it-
drive.
Cobra Kai. It's awesome that it led to a lot of people training because it's good. Discipline is good. Martial
Get
arts
some-
is good.
Get
Good.
some off your butts.
Yeah.
Something to do.
But guys,
We
I think
will
we're
all go eat pizza
yes.
and the vino. I'm there.
Pizza and wine.
I'm happy.
But guys, we're gonna start closing down. It's getting kind of late for us here. Probably not there. Probably,
Yeah, we'll go down there someday.
But thanks for tuning in. We're going to do Tuesday night. We do right now. We're doing lightsaber training.
6:30 start.
6:30 start. Either watch or bring a lightsaber. Going over how to use a lightsaber in actual take combat and transfer it to lightsaber. Not quite like in movies, but movies are great and the way they do it is great. But to understand the difference between actual combat and lightsabers. So, yeah.
Yes, pizza, beer, wine in Argentina sounds great.
You're most
And
welcome.
then,
We're happy
and then
to do
Friday
that.
night is our bar food. This format is something like this. We always have us three. We have Alfredo, Kirsten, and I on Fridays doing the bar food, and we have Steve or Spin or Chip or somebody else to come in and just talk to us, and we just kind of chat, have a casual chat, talking about movies, talking about martial arts, talking about everything, right?
No casual chats.
No
but
casual
definitely
chats.
stay tuned. Tuesday and Wednesday, set your alarm. Tuesdays and Fridays, set your alarms. It's great. We're here, and
Yeah, please.
got questions
Oh,
ask.
happy birthday! You got a happy birthday,
Thank you, man. Yeah,
Shane.
I
3
will
seashells,
enjoy it.
baby. 3 seashells.
And
Happy birthday from here until the end of the month or 2.
yeah, thanks so much for joining us, guys. This is fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
I'm pleasantly surprised when Shifu was like, "We're gonna do this Twitch thing." I was like, "We'll say what?" And no, it's going all right. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Please again, follow, subscribe, however this
Yeah.
thing works.
Whatever, we don't even know how it
We're
works.
not-
What's better? The next question is, what's better, to subscribe or to follow?
Yeah,
I don't
educate
know.
us.
Yeah.
Let
Educate
us
us.
know. We're working it out.
Yeah, have a fun weekend. Nos vemos el próximo viernes.
All right.
También el martes. Good night. Ciao.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.